What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Tastecast episode 30, part 2 of our E3 2017 roundup. If you didn't watch the last episode, part 1, we talked about Xbox, EA, and Bethesda. So make sure to go back and check that out. Today we're going to be talking about Nintendo, Ubisoft, and Sony. I remembered. And a quick reminder to play Grim Dawn, our Game of the Month, and Killing Floor 2 and Life is Strange, both offer free on PlayStation Plus. Make sure to play those, come back at the end of the month. We'll be talking about our experience with them. We want to know yours. And yeah, with that, my name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And I'm Chris.
And let's jump into it. So like I said, we're doing our part 2, and we're going to be talking about our impressions of Ubisoft and everybody else that we didn't cover last time. At the end of that, we'll be giving them a grade, which I thought was kind of fun last time to talk about. And if you are familiar with Tastecast, typically we talk about what we've been playing, but we don't have time for that, as the last episode was like 2.5 hours of us just talking about this.
I want to say how much we guys like you, because Chevy and I both have early access to Stormblood right now, and we are skipping out on it to record this for you, so you should appreciate that.
No. We like you guys. Hopefully you enjoy the episode, because they're wasting their fucking time being
precious samurai red mage time.
Yeah, I'd still be here, but actually I want to go play something. But yeah, with that, Ubisoft. Let's jump into it. I think across the board, it seems like on the internet, people are pretty happy with Ubisoft's conference. And they showed off a lot of stuff. So first thing we're going to be talking about is Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, a game that we had talked about prior. Kind of speculating on what the hell this could even be,
and the fact that it was the most reliable leak out of all the leaks
outside of Assassin's Creed, which was really weird, because the mystery of it, like, what the fuck is this Mario with Rabbids, and why are they so sure this is coming out? And sure as fuck, it's a thing. And I'm gonna jump in. I think it looks fucking cool. It's a kind of XCOM type game where you play as Mario and the Rabbids, who for some reason are dressed like the Mario characters, which I love. I really particularly like the Peach one, because they're like really sassy and they're just like gross looking.
Constantly taking selfies.
But yeah, it was a pleasant surprise. I was open-minded to the idea, just because I was like, I've never seen Ubisoft and fucking Nintendo kind of work together. And so I was like, what can come from this? And we got a Mario game that's tactical. So wow, it looks cool to me. I'm into it.
I'm right there with you. I was really weirded out by this until they started showing actual gameplay. Because even the cinematic trailer, I was like, okay, it's weird, it's quirky, but what's the game like? And then they actually showed gameplay, and I'm sold.
Well, that was another thing that was weird too. Is it showed the video? I'm like, okay, that's funny. And then it just showed for like 5 minutes, them all running in a line.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is this?
Right.
Is it just like a line simulator? Like, I can kind of get behind it, but this better be like a $5 game. And then to show the gameplay, I'm like, okay. And the whole being able to launch people in the air and jump on people and stuff is kind of cool.
And I was actually going to say is that the comboing in that game, I think, kind of sets it apart from games in the genre. I mean, they showed one combo where a character slid through, tripped a person, ran over to Mario, kicked them over behind cover, and then they still were able to shoot. I mean, being able to set up things, that actually seems like the tactical part is definitely there, which I honestly wasn't expecting that kind of depth from this kind of game. So it also is kind of reminiscent of, in a weird way to me, like Super Mario RPG, how that was like this weird, idea that, two companies,
absolutely,
type thing. And I'm getting that vibe again, so I'm actually pretty excited for this. When I get a Switch, I definitely I think I'll be picking this one up.
It's kind of weird how I'm into it. I'm not just like, that looks cool. I'm like, I want that.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. The ominous building.
I mean, I'm not really into tactical shooters like this, real-time strategies type games. I do enjoy, but the shooter, I know something about it being a shooter doesn't appeal to me personally. But I'm worried that because it's a Nintendo game and because it's Mario in particular, they usually make these games really easy for children to play. And I think that mechanics there could be there, but I think they're going to make it really simple. Even though they've shown some interesting mechanical gameplay, I think that might be the extent of how difficult it would
get. Because it is Nintendo, I wouldn't necessarily say it's gonna be like simple or whatever, but it's gonna be accessible,
Right.
Because Nintendo wants everybody to enjoy their games,
Right.
Yeah, I never look at this and go, I'm gonna get a challenge out of this, but I think Nintendo always kind of focuses on just enjoying your time playing the game versus like the challenge or whatever.
Well, Ubisoft's not making it.
Yeah, so. Exactly. Nintendo's gonna be making sure there's nothing weird in it.
I don't know. Overall, it doesn't appeal to me personally. I do get that Mario RPG vibe to it, where it's kind of weird and kind of like tactical, but it's not what I wanted. I wanted another Mario RPG.
You gotta talk to Square for that one.
Yeah.
Come on, Square. Do me a solid.
They're already giving you a game you want, so.
I didn't ask for that.
I never asked for this. So yeah, both pretty into it, respectfully.
Yeah,
not your thing. Okay, so we already talked about Assassin's Creed in the last part 1 episode. Make sure to go back and check that out. To kind of surmise it, we all kind of feel like it looks like Assassin's Creed, and it's kind of underwhelming. So if you want to hear more on that, go check it out. The Crew 2 shown off. Obviously, the sequel to The Crew 1, which was a underground racing game, and now they're showing off that it is now essentially steep with cars and planes and boats and a lot of locations where you can just do whatever the fuck you want. Again, I'm gonna jump in. I actually really like Steep. I like the way it's set up, and after playing it, I was like thinking you gotta kind of do this now because they offer so many different things in one game that it'd be kind of hard unless someone had some really good mechanics in a game to kind of sell you just one part of this. And now the Crew 2, made by the same company, is doing the same thing. You're going to be able to do off-road, you're going to be able to do racing, race planes, boats. And I'm completely into it. Like I said, I like Steep. I'm into this. I think it's really cool. I think it's a really good idea. And it completely is reinventing what the Crew was. Because the Crew had no identity when it came out. It was just another fucking basic arcade racer. And it did nothing for me. So them changing it up and allowing for so many different ways to play really interests me. And makes me almost forget that the Crew even existed. It's really weird. But I'm into it.
I don't know if it's necessarily like a day one buy for me, but it is definitely an interesting idea. I love that Ubisoft is kind of taking these genres that have these singular focuses, like snowboarding games, skiing games, or in this case, racing games, off-road games, boat games, and they're just kind of going, we can throw this all in one package, and I think that's really smart because it offers variety. You can get multiple different experiences out of one purchase, so I think it's really smart. It looked pretty cool. I thought it was neat, like even with the off-road stuff where they showed like dirt bikes racing with cars and stuff like that, and the boat stuff was like ocean or even like riverways and stuff, so they even have variety in the way you race even per category, which is pretty cool. So.
It does look like a really cool game, and I think it's an interesting idea to combine all these different styles together, but I worry about that, that old cliche saying, jack of all trades, master of none, and that if you focus too much on diversifying everything in a game, you're not going to have anything that's really super well done. I mean, things could be solid, but they won't be, outstanding.
I run into that problem not even in games that try and do something as ambitious as this, but just in general. There's a lot of games out there that have a problem with what it's trying to be because it's trying to do so many different things. It doesn't really do anything strong, just like Battleborn. That's my biggest complaint about that game is it was just like doing everything okay, but nothing really well. This kind of game, though, I don't think they're trying to really kind of blow people out of the water with it. I think I think it's going to be a fun game, like Steep. Like Steep's not an amazing game, but it's a cool, chill game. Like I can just fucking play it and enjoy myself. So, I mean, that's really all I'm hoping for out of it.
All I can think of is Diddy Kong Racing.
It's funny, because you say that, and, I was watching, I'm like, this is fucking Diddy Kong Racing, except for realistic.
There's no hovercrafts.
Yeah. Well, let's give them time. Maybe they'll throw it in there.
One of the DLCs will be, swamps and hoverboats.
Be dope.
I did like Diddy Kong Racing a lot.
Yeah.
But that's different from this. Because, it's not like planes racing against boats and cars. It's cars against cars and boats against boats and planes against planes.
We don't know. Another thing too this reminds me of is Midnight Club, which is something I've been waiting for fucking
yeah.
ever. It doesn't look like exactly like it, but it kind of reminds me of it in the way that the driving looked. It looked really arcadey, which is cool. Like, yeah, I'm just been waiting for something like that for a while, so pretty into it. Any last words on the Crew 2?
No.
Overall, though, in my opinion, it was a good surprise. If I was going to see the Crew 2 shown off, I would assume it would just look exactly like the last one with the graphics and maybe like, meet your friends at the garage, fucking show off your cool shirt you were earning the last race.
Because Ubisoft loves their shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just saying that, but yeah, you're right. South Park: The Fractured Butthole. Look at that. Look at how they fucking use those words.
It's only one T.
Yeah. Is it technically a sequel? I mean, it's the next in line of the South Park RPGs.
I think it actually takes place the next day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
After the Stick of Truth.
Yeah.
Well, what's your opinion on it?
First off, the name's incredibly clever. Like,
I just like saying it because I know what I'm saying.
I remember when they announced this last E3, and the person on stage was having like a hard time with this. So they didn't even like try putting a person on stage this time. They just showed the trailer. But
that's funny.
It looks cool. It looks like they took all the things that were great about the one before it. They changed the battle system so it's a little more tactical and less JRPG like.
Which I'll be into.
Yeah. And they're still pushing the envelope. I guess in the I can't even remember now. I read or watched a video somewhere that said there's a lot of uncomfortable spots in this game too, and they did that last game too. So they're it's right up Ubisoft's alley. They like making crude stuff anyway. So I'm excited for it. I still kind of want to go back and beat the last one because I played it for a while, and I guess it's only like 16 hours long or something like that. So
that's not bad.
Probably like halfway through it.
Easily fucking play that.
But yeah, no, I don't know. I liked the last one. This one looks like the same, but like I said, the combat system looks a lot more fun. So,
I actually didn't play the first one at all. I saw it. I think it looked really cool, but it was an RPG, so I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna like actually play the fucking thing. But seeing this, like, it has me interested. Apparently, I think if you pre-order it, you get the first one.
Yeah, I saw something like that today.
So if this comes out or it gets a really good review, I might like do that to get the original, just because then I'll have a reason to pick it up. But yeah, I don't know. Like every time I see the trailers for this game, it just looks like South Park, which is a compliment, but also it's so vague. I'm just kind of watching South Park. I'm like, oh, it's cool, but like for like gameplay purposes, I'm just like, do I want to play that though? Like, I'd rather maybe just watch it. I don't know, because I can't really tell what I'm looking at aside from South Park. So I'm interested in it, but I'm at the same time like, I don't know, I'm passive. I'm excited for people who are excited for it.
I've watched my first episode of South Park yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
wow, that's impressive.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Simpsons?
What? Yeah.
Okay.
What? Curveball.
That was legitimate confusion.
So yeah, I'm not a big South Park fan. I watched my first full episode. I've seen bits and clips here and there. So it's not really my type of demographic. Although I do like cruder humor. There's something about South Park that doesn't just really do it for me too much.
Seasons matter though, because there was an area there that fucking sucked, and then they got really good again.
Some about Catholics and space monsters and
I have no idea. I don't really watch anymore either, but
people pooping out their mouths.
Sounds like South Park.
But the game overall looks really well done. It looks just like an episode of South Park. Compared to like their N64 game where it was like this ugly 3D shoot 'em up game.
I played the shit out of that game.
Horribly done.
That game was awful. I played the fuck out of it.
I hated it. I couldn't put it down.
I can only assume this is exactly what South Park fans want, though. It does look very much like, scene for scene, what I assume a South Park, from what I've seen, the one episode looks like.
Oh, yeah.
This game, like, legit's just not for you. Like, because like hearing that you just saw South Park and you're not really into it, like I don't even know why the hell you'd play it. Like it makes no sense. Which is really interesting because most games, most people can kind of dive into, but if it has like a pre-existing thing to it, and you're not into that, I guess like for instance, for me, I'm not into NASCAR, so if a NASCAR games comes out, I'm probably not gonna try it because why would I? I'm just not into that. So.
I'm gonna keep trying South Park. I mean, I liked Drawn Together, but that's a totally different subject.
God, I think it's such a worse show.
Well, South Park's won awards, so I mean, most people will probably agree with you.
But yeah, I don't know. If you're into South Park and you're like the last game, it looks from the trailers I've seen like just like the last one, just another story.
Which I love how the game looks because it looks just like an episode, regardless of like if you're into it, if you watch it. I don't really watch it.
I
much
couldn't
anymore.
tell the difference between cutscenes and when the game started actually playing.
That's my thing. I'm like watching the trailer and I just feel like I'm watching a trailer for South Park, and like my brain doesn't register as a video game. I'm not sitting here going like, oh, I gotta play that. I'm just like South Park.
And actually, yeah, between this game and the Dragon Ball Z fighting game, man, you can make games look like cartoons. It's
now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's there now for sure. Been noticing for a while, like cell shading just getting to the point where like a 3D object, if it sits still with the cell shading, will look like a fucking cartoon. Even in motion, you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's insane. This is embarrassing, but Transference, I don't remember what the fuck this is.
Elijah Wood.
Elijah Wood video.
Oh yeah, that was a weird one. I don't know what the hell he was trying to sell me.
I don't either.
He just comes in, sits there, and looks at you and fuck with his homies hanging out. And it's like posing for the next hot album dropping soon.
From what I got from it, the gist of it is it's a game about transferring the conscious experiences of people into a machine, and then you experience those things, and that no matter what happens, it's not going to hurt you. And he goes, it's not going to hurt you.
Oh yeah.
So it sounds like a psychological horror game
for VR.
Yeah.
Given knowing what Elijah Wood likes to do in his free time, he likes to produce really low end B fucking horror
Chrissy
movies.
Strangler.
Thanks,
Daniel.
I have nothing for this. I don't feel anything for it. I'm not excited for it. I'm not upset. I don't think it looks like shit because there's nothing shown. I saw Elijah Wood.
Yeah.
He's looking fine. He's looking healthy.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Not aging.
Yeah.
That's the power of the ring, man.
He almost looked younger than fucking
ring.
He still has it on his toe.
For a teaser that gave virtually no information, it's hard to have an opinion. So we'll wait and see, I guess.
I'm intrigued by the concept of it, of like experiencing other people's experiences, not necessarily like actual people's experiences, but the psychological effect of going through other people's like trauma and terror and horror and abuse and things like that. It's an interesting overall concept to me, and I wonder what effects it would have on the psyche of someone if the graphics were really well done, especially if it's a VR game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, in concept, that kind of vague idea it is interesting. If not a little cliche sounding, but obviously it's interesting. But without seeing like what, I don't know if they're gonna nail it or if they're gonna make it. And like, I can tell you all day how cool an idea is, and then I can like just show you this bullshit I made, and you're like, well, the effort's there.
Sounds like a cool idea, but then I've seen other things like the Greasy Stringer that Elijah Wood has done, and that movie was just garbage. You should watch it. It's pure garbage.
I'm gonna skip it.
That's a good selling point.
No, you should watch it.
Actually, I'll watch anything once. So.
Yeah.
I saw fucking Mummy Maniac, which is probably, if you can call it a movie, one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life.
There's a lot of dick in this movie.
I'm definitely watching it then.
Prosthetic dicks everywhere.
Why?
Because one of them's really big and one of them's really small.
Okay.
Anyways.
So if you were going to rate Transference in your anticipation for it, would you rate it how many small or big dicks?
From small to big dick?
Yeah.
I would rate it pretty big, actually. I'm really interested in what the concept would be.
All right. Fair. It's funny how we flip flop so much because like we're over here just like I'm not seeing anything. You're just like it sounds neat, big dick. And then we're talking about the other games, and you're just like I don't trust them. Like it comes down to if you trust the people.
This game sounds shady as hell. I don't like it.
I don't like who's making it. I don't trust them. I don't use banks. I put my money in the walls. Skulls and Bones. Another game, a new IP shown off. I like Chevy's note. It says Pirate Battle Game. Typically there's like opinions in there, but it just says Pirate Battle Game.
That was just so I could remember.
Yeah. And he's not wrong. It's a Pirate Battle Game. When I saw this quickly on Twitter, I saw a thing. I'm like, oh, that might be cool. And then I, went on with the rest of my life. And then I watched like full-on trailer for it. I don't care. This game doesn't look that great to me for some reason. Like graphically, it's there, but it seems almost throwaway to me. It almost seems like they're trying to do what they did with For Honor, with pirate ships, and it could be cool, but like it just seemed like the fucking mode from Black Flag.
That's
in
exactly
a multiplayer game.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I'll play a round of that and probably be done with it. So if it's like a fucking like a $15 like game on PSN, maybe. But as of right now, I don't know if I could buy this game with the intentions of playing it for very long. I'm not trying to talk shit about it at all. It's just I don't know how long that can last.
Yeah.
I'm like more excited for Sea of Thieves.
Well, and you watched the trailer, not the conference, right?
Yeah.
So before they showed the trailer, or they showed a cinematic trailer.
Did they apologize before they showed it?
Then they spoke, and then they showed. Anyways, the guy basically said because of Black Flag, and they took that essentially mechanic and made a game out of it. Opinion-wise, if Sea of Thieves wasn't coming out, this might look appealing. But after seeing Sea of Thieves first with gameplay and stuff like that, and then seeing this, like this doesn't offer anything.
Well, this is just like an online multiplayer game versus like Sea of Thieves is like an adventure game that offers similar shit in a cartoon.
It does have like some stuff to it, like you converse with the people. There's also NPCs to verse, and after you win with the treasure or whatever, you have to try to escape with it. Now, I'm not saying it's that deep. I'm just saying there's a little bit to it, but I'm with you. It kind of looks like something you would try for 5 minutes and be like, okay, well, I get it, and you'd be done with it.
I can't imagine myself playing this like for hours.
No,
with friends.
You'd have to really like ship combat.
Yeah, no, you have to fucking love it because I think it's fun, but I'm not like, I really want a multiplayer game with just that.
Yeah,
if you could board other ships and like sword fight, kind of cool, but it doesn't seem like that's a thing.
Nope, just ship combat.
This is a direct rip out of Black Flag.
Mm-hmm.
It's just straight up their combat. It's like scene for scene, like animation, motion, everything. Even how like the cannons have like white lines that line up and show you where the cannonballs are going to go. It's exactly like Black Flag. I can't see this as a standalone, to be honest. It seems more something like it was like a DLC for Assassin's Creed Black Flag that just came out way too late.
No, that's the thing too. Is like if this came out like right after Black Flag, would have been perfect.
Yeah.
My opinion might even be a little different, just because that was like the best part of the game. I thought it was really ironic that it's Assassin's Creed and everybody's talking about the fucking boats.
Yeah.
So like at that time, I was like, that's crazy. They nailed it. So yeah, if they released it then, I'd be like, that makes sense. And this still makes sense because people did like that so much. But it's been so long now. It's like it's not even in like the zeitgeist of like no one's talking about that anymore. And I don't know if anyone's clamoring for it. I know people are going to buy this game.
Oh yeah.
I know they're going to play it. I know there's a shitload of people who are going to enjoy it. But I feel like the potential of its success has been lowered because exactly what you said. It's been fucking a long time.
Well, this is directly just inspiration based off the success of that feature in that game, and I'm gonna say, because Sea of Thieves is getting positive feedback, that they're like, oh well, pirate stuff's gonna work just fine, we should just do this. And
maybe, yeah. Because I don't really want to compare them too much, but they are both games. They're both games where you're pirates on ships that you can have ship combat, and they're obviously trying to be different. One's competitive fucking shooter pretty much, and the other one is a co-op friends.
One's a Rare game, one's an Ubisoft game.
Yeah. but there is, the only reason I do compare them is if I was going to play one or the other, if I want a pirate game, I'm really into the idea of Sea of Thieves because there's more that it offers as a game versus the other one's just like capture the flag in a boat. I'm like, boats are fucking clunky and.
Sea of Thieves is taking more complex because it requires the work of multiple people, whereas this game, if it is a direct port of Black Flag, you can do everything on the ship. You have one person controlling everything.
You do. They show in the trailer. The NPCs on the boat are just NPCs.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I don't know. I'm just kind of my brain's numb.
It's just the third game in the essentially the Rainbow Six style of games for them. I just don't think this is as realized as the last two games they made.
I think they're experimenting with this. It's not going to do as well as the other ones, but I don't think it's going to fail.
Because For Honor is definitely like a fully realized game.
Yeah.
And obviously Rainbow Six is. I don't think this is fully realized. So.
Yeah, it just seems like you said earlier, kind of like a DLC or like an add-on or something. Just like we added multiplayer. Like it seems like a fucking mode in a game that should already exist.
Yeah.
With that, Just Dance 2018 was shown off.
This is the cringiest thing I had to watch for this whole week's showing. Like, the dance routines were not on point.
They're bad.
They were awful.
That was embarrassing.
Their costumes, the first guys were fucking Sub-Zero with like techno lights all over them.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
And the music they picked to go with those costumes
was
horrible.
Yeah.
Like, you should have picked something way better. And then to have the intermingling of like the K-pop, which is neat to have K-pop or J-pop. I'm not sure which it is for you.
That's bubble
It
pop.
is K-pop.
Dog.
Okay. To have that in a Just Dance game, that's cool. I'm glad they're adding a variety of music to it like that. But throwing that fucking teddy bear panda thing with the shaggy face and they all dance together.
Do-rag.
It's just
chains.
It was awful. And then the musician, she's all right for what she had to do. I will give her that.
Yeah.
But everything else about this was just cringy as fuck.
So what about the game?
Well, hold on.
What was the game was shown?
Exactly. That's the thing. Like, when I watched this, I was like, okay, they're just going to show Just Dance. I know what that game's like, blah, blah, blah. I'm sitting here with, like, my laptop, and I'm playing a game, just kind of, like, glancing over. And I see Sub-Zero's walk out. I'm like, what is this? And I see them, like, dancing off of fucking, like, their timing's bad and shit. And they're all just kind of doing their own thing. I'm like, there's no way that these guys got paid. Are they like? Did they find
they just pull them off the street?
Yeah, I was like, you could have got like. I get they're not like finding like top tier fucking dancers and shit, but like you could pay almost anybody to dance better than that. And then fucking then the chicks come out in their weird fucking outfits. It looks cheap as fuck. I'm not even trying to like critique it too bad, but I was just like, what is this? Where's the game at?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't want to go on that too much, but I feel like you nailed it. So but yeah, I played Just Dance before. I think it's fun. I like dance games and shit. So not anything I'm gonna run out and buy. But yeah, they didn't show much. They didn't show anything at all. So it didn't change my perspective of Just Dance as a game. I'm surprised they're still around. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they make one every year. So
yeah, around 2018. That's a fucking fly.
Yeah,
it's pissing me off.
The only thing I really have to say about this is I have contemplated picking up a game in this series a couple times for the girlfriend to play because I know she'd be into this. So
the girlfriend, proverbial.
Yeah.
All right. Really positive stuff. Let's go on to South Park Phone Destroyer, which I wasn't quite sure what the fuck it was. It's a phone game. Is it a card game?
They didn't show anything.
It's just a card game.
It's just a fucking phone game coming out for South Park.
I'm going to assume your opinion's probably pretty similar, except for even more underwhelmed, as with the South Park thing, because I got nothing. I don't
got nothing.
I don't know what the fuck it was. I don't like phone stuff. Yeah. So let's just get into something else. Starlink Battle for Atlas, which I believe is like that Skylanders type or Amiibo type thing. I'm not the market for this because apparently they sell because people, they're still around, stuff like this is, but I cannot imagine buying this game, which looks like a pretty okay subpar space shooter, and then going out and buying pieces
For like $20 a pop.
which I think is a neat idea and concept if you're a collector. But as a person who's buying it for the video game, I don't want to do that. That doesn't even sound remotely interesting to me. I don't want these fucking things sitting around in my house just hanging out. I don't want to physically have to. This is how lazy I am. I don't want to physically have to do shit to switch out weapons. Like I said, the concept is really neat. And if you're into this kind of thing, that's awesome. Because I think it is kind of neat that you have like a physical version of your ship in the game. That's a neat idea. And I think they're onto something. Because I feel like there's going to be people into that. I can't imagine myself doing it at all.
And I would say that none of us here are probably the demographic for this.
Yeah.
But for people who were into Skylanders or the late Disney Infinity, this is just another step in that direction. It's a little more advanced. I do think it's a neat idea. And for younger audiences, the whole idea, with the Skylanders and all that stuff was how can we still sell toys to kids? Mm-hmm. It's just a more advanced version of that, and I do think it's neat that you can switch out the parts on it and it actually affects the game. The idea is cool.
Yeah.
I'm just, I'm not gonna buy this. So.
Well, that's what I'm saying too. Is like for people, there's a shitload of people out there who like to own physical stuff, and everybody has their thing that they like to own physical things. But some people like figurines and shit. So I'm sure there's people out there like with the amiibos who are like, I want fucking all of them. I love owning these. I want them all set up, and then you can actually use them in the game. It's kind of neat. But when the game is centered around, modding your physical ship or whatever, like I said already, I just can't imagine myself like actually doing that. So
while playing, yeah.
Plus all the extra money, but it's genius on their part because, like you were saying, they want kids to buy these toys essentially and buy their games. So
plastic's cheap.
It's fucking
Yep.
cheaper than the fucking game.
Just
Produce.
I am not at all interested in this in any given form. It's just such a money sink in the long run to have anything viable, it seems like, in games like that. And having that big clunky ass toy on top of your controller while you're playing just seems so annoying to me. Like, I get it has to be somewhere nearby, it has to be connected to the system so that they can tell when you're switching parts in and out and stuff like that, but it's just a big money grab. That's all this game is.
Yep. Do you have something you want to add to that? Or something?
No, I just don't remember which one of those are, so I'm looking it up.
Okay. Next game on the list is the new expansion to Steep, Road to the Olympics. Like I've already said, own Steep. I like Steep. I don't think it's the best game ever made, but I think it's a very solid game that's fun if you're into what it offers. And it's just a fun game to play every once in a while. So them adding more content, first off, is exciting because obviously the game did well enough that they have the budget to keep supporting it, but also just more content. They've added quite a bit to that game, surprisingly. I didn't think that game was going to do well at all, and yeah, it's something that I'm interested in because it'll bring me back to playing it again. The last time they added, I believe, Alaska, I played that for a little bit. So yeah, more content. Plus they're adding new types of events and stuff, things where you can actually like use your snowboard to grind down stuff like in competition, stuff like that. So things the game doesn't have. So they're going to be changing, mechanics and stuff like that. So that's cool.
I love how much this game is just continuously getting support. And I mean, like, you have the base game, which was already pretty large, and then they added, like you said, Alaska, a whole another area, and now they're adding essentially games to play now during that. They actually, I've been contemplating buying this game off and on anyways. That actually makes it more appealing to me because I like the idea of doing the Olympic events and stuff like that. So I think it's neat.
Yeah.
Sports games. The last snowboarding game I played was SSX Tricky.
Oh god.
So that's
I'm like the one person on the planet that's not into the SSX games.
I mean, it's great that they're supporting their game and they're getting more content for it, and they're getting the Olympics in on it, which is not a small task in its own. But I mean, I could care less.
That's fair. Yeah. So Far Cry 5 was shown off. That showed gameplay, and And it looks fucking awesome. If you haven't played the Far Cry's, do it. Play Far Cry 3 and 4. Skip the other ones. Go back to those if you like 3 and 4. But yeah, it's I'm really excited for, I guess, the controversial new setting of being in America and fighting religious cultists. They showed off they're going to be able to control NPCs, tell them what to do, where to go, where to fire from. You're going to be able to play in co-op again. They're bringing that back, which is awesome because Primal didn't have that. And the co-op in fucking Far Cry is awesome. Especially in, I think, 4 had really good co-op too. And yeah, the visuals, the game looks really good in my opinion. I've been sold since I heard about it, so I'm the fucking demographic for this game. I really want it.
So I've always appreciated Far Cry, but I've never been able to just jump in and actually play them. This one actually has me interested just because the setting is, I think, really neat. I like what they showed in the gameplay trailer. It just looks chaotic, carnage, fun, time. I love the fact that you do have the NPCs if you're playing by yourself, and I love that it has the co-op. So you even playing single player seems like you won't feel like you're alone in this. As where you were kind of you had people you talked to in the other games, but they weren't really.
And every once in a while there'll be a mission where they're running around shooting people, but that was it.
Yeah.
The idea of especially when they show the person tell the chick to go up into the tower or whatever, even that she can register going up a ladder and taking a position like that. Bethesda. Is really cool. I love tactical games. I love tactical shooters, and I miss the old school games where you had a squad of people you're telling them where to go and stuff like that. So not quite the same, but kind of the same.
Even telling the dog to attack and stuff like that too. It looks like just a solid game. I'm pretty interested. So
yeah.
I have never played any of the Far Cry games.
They're good.
But I've heard about this one because of all the controversy that people have over it, because the setting. That's fine. It's in a foreign country, but not your own.
Mm-hmm.
But I was kind of interested because of that. But after watching this trailer, I am fucking stoked for this game.
Damn.
Wow.
I don't know.
I was expecting to go, it's a shooter.
I don't know
I
what
you
it
were
is.
softening us up to fucking tell us how bad it looks.
But it looks like so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that you can have co-op, I'm all about co-op games. And I'm really interested to see how many people you can have in co-op. Because if you can have at least 3 characters to control, because you got the main guy and the 2 NPCs, then you should have at least 3 people, I would assume 4 at max, who you can co-op with, which would make
cool
the
if they
game
did
really
more
awesome.
than 2. Yeah. No, that's good to hear that it looked fun to you, because that's the thing about Far Cry is they put a shitload of work into like visually they look great, they play great, the storylines are actually really good, surprisingly. But they also have a lot of cool features, and this one is not short of that. They've introduced a bunch of new features. That's what Far Cry does. It just takes that same crazy formula and just keeps building on it. They have a really talented team working.
It looks dope as hell.
No, I'm glad that it did anything for you. You're like, there's guns.
I got another first-person shooter in the genre.
Well, there's a lot of them.
There are.
All right. Well, yeah. Let's move into the last game they showed off, which is the fucking. It's crazy because we talked about the leaks or whatever and how likely things are, and we were talking about Beyond Good and Evil 2. And the original was made 9 years ago or whatever. They've been talking about making a sequel to it for so long. I was like, it's so fucking just this vague memory of an idea that there's no fucking way that's going to come back. And sure as fuck, it's real. It's actually going to be coming out. I think they're just doing pre-production on it now, but they showed off a CGI trailer, which I thought was really fucking cool.
Really good.
I thought it was really cool. It looked like the Fifth Element with animal people and regular people. Is really well done, really fucking cool. And on the conference level, the guy coming out crying, I thought was really fucking cool. You don't gotta cry, too. But just imagining that guy making that game that people did like and wanting to make the sequel for so long. And finally got the green light, and then he comes out and people are just fucking
cheering,
going nuts. That had to be really big for him. So it's just cool to see that that kind of thing to happen for somebody. But I never played the original Beyond Good and Evil. I am going to go back and play it just because I heard nothing but good things about it. But back then I just wasn't into it. Now I'm curious. And yeah, I'm excited for this. And I haven't even played the first one. So
I'm pretty much in the exact same boat. And I'm glad you brought up the guy coming out and just getting like emotionally overwhelmed by the feedback, because
It's really triumphant.
well, and it's funny because obviously, you know, the guy's French, not so afraid to show emotions like we are.
He just came out fucking crying baguettes.
I think tonally that the trailer really sold me in that regard. It was such a good cinematic trailer. I just can only hope the game will be even like half that.
It was good CGI too.
It was really fucking good.
Got dirty with that shit. I was watching. I was like, wow, I could just like watch this as a movie.
Yeah, it was pretty much a show. I mean, it was good. I also want to. I've always wanted to play Beyond Good and Evil, and for some reason, it just never happened. So.
Yeah, it's weird.
I've never played Beyond Good and Evil myself, and the trailer was really well done. The art style was amazing, but I was left kind of confused as to what the game was and what it was about, other than the fact that like there's human animals, hybrids, things, and the monkeys stole the data for something that they're gonna go look for in their spaceship. It doesn't tell me anything about what the gameplay type is gonna be. You know, a vaguest concept of what the story is.
It's safe to assume that the trailer was probably for people who've played Beyond Good and Evil.
Oh, it's definitely is.
So,
and none of us are those people.
Yeah.
I guess so.
But the original was kind of like an action adventure game, third person game. So a game I feel like you would probably try over, you know, if it's just like a shooter or something. And like I said before, like I've heard nothing but good things about the original, and that none of us have fucking played it is testament to why I'm really surprised this is even coming out. I hope it does fucking awesome though. And yeah, I need to find a way to play the original, and I think it's on PC. But
well, and with Xbox doing expanded backwards compatibility, you can pick up an Xbox copy as well.
To come out for Xbox 360?
I mean, original Xbox.
Are they gonna? They're what?
They're expanding their backwards compatibility to do original Xbox games.
Are they?
We discussed that last video.
Apparently didn't register. That's fucking amazing. Sorry for that late reaction. Fuck. I'm sure if I watch that episode, you're just like telling me that. I'm like, yeah. That's cool. Whatever, man.
Yep. PlayStation 2, Windows, and Xbox, and GameCube.
It came out a lot of shit.
So I would just do that version. I'm sure they'll have a digital copy.
Yeah. But yeah, any last words on Beyond Good and Evil 2?
Especially with how hard, obviously, you know, you guys have tried to get this game made, and obviously the passion you have behind it with that kind of reaction coming out. I really hope nothing but the best, and I hope this game turns out really well. So,
yeah. Yeah, and I'm just really curious to see what the game itself is going to look like, because 9 years is a huge jump in technology and gaming. So I feel like games from 9 years ago, it's very different. And
Xbox?
Shit almost looks...
Xbox One.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna grade Ubisoft's conference and their trailers, if you didn't see the conference. I'll go first. I'm going to give them... let's see... Even though they had some games I'm not particularly too excited for, and they didn't have a whole lot of games, I think their lineup was very diverse. I think they showed everybody that they have a game for everyone. And I think that none of them were necessarily bad looking. So, I mean, I'm going to give them an A-. I think, which I think I gave Xbox as well. So, yeah, I'm going to give them an A-, strong A-. Not quite an A, because nothing really fucking blew me away, but everything they showed off just really showed that Ubisoft is ready to fucking get your money, no matter who the fuck you are. So yeah, I was pretty happy with it.
I'm gonna give them a solid A, actually, and I believe I gave Xbox, was it an A- or B+? I can't remember, but the reason I'm gonna grade Ubisoft so high, even though they had the Just Dance moment. Like you said, they offered a lot of stuff. I never felt like the conference was just like this huge like marketing ploy, even though it technically is. But like the whole time, like for example, watching the Microsoft one, I just saw Phil Spencer coming out being like, you know, this is available for pre-order now. This is available for pre-order now. This is,
Send more
this
money.
is
I'll send more
this
stuff.
is an exclusive. This is an
Throw your wallets
exclusive.
on the stage.
As for these guys just came out, they talked about their games. They seem like they're having actually a good time. I didn't feel like there's just some corporate goon up there the whole time. It was just a solid conference. I liked it a lot. So
I would give this one overall a B+. Not quite an A-, not quite an A for me. The only game that really, really piqued my interest was Far Cry 5. But overall, their conference was really well done. Again, just except for the Just Dance moment. But overall, everything else was really well showcased. And everything looks really well done.
That's fair. Yeah, I was trying to contemplate one because I was just like, not everything there's for me, but everything there, they had some surprises, they had some things that, it was just a really well-rounded conference. And like you said too, the conference itself, which I kind of feel like all of E3 was like this. I feel like they're kind of learning to not bring out the kids who are pretending to play the game. Like, hey, throw the ball to me. And they're like, ha ha ha, yeah. And everybody's just like, what the fuck is this?
minus the fucking guy doing the voiceover for the Darwin Project.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm luckily didn't have to watch that. I didn't watch it. All right, good showing Ubisoft. Moving into Sony, which is the big one that everybody was kind of keeping their eyes on. First one we're going to be talking about is Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, and I'll just jump in. Fuck yes, I'm excited for this. You didn't have to show me it, but you did, and the quality is fucking just as good as Uncharted 4, even though Neil Druckmann and all them aren't working on this. So whatever team they got working on it, seems like they know what they're doing because it looks just like, a Nathan Drake Uncharted game. And I think it's really smart the way they're going with the characters because Nadine was a underutilized character in the last game.
Mm-hmm.
She's barely there, and she was interesting. I want to know more about her. And then she just walks away, and I'm like, bye. Well, she's the main character now, so that's awesome. And I really liked seeing her and Chloe's dynamic.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was neat because Chloe is a scoundrel. She's been around since Uncharted 2. She's the type of person that you can't quite trust fully, but she's still kind of there for you. So it'd be cool to see that. Nadine's more of a by-the-books, militaristic, more just, freelance adventure type person. So it'd be cool to see that. The set pieces look awesome. The graphics are amazing, of course. It's Uncharted. It's Naughty Dog. Fucking, I want it.
So forgive the term here, but I love how Naughty Dog's B team is better than game companies that are out there. It's this game is so crispy and detailed. It's so impressive, and like you said, it's not even their main team working on it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just insane.
That's what I was kind of worried about. I was like, yeah, it's not their main team, so probably pretty fun. But and I watched them
Case in
can't
point,
tell the difference, man.
Anthem, Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yeah, one of those definitely looks better than the other one.
So, I'm excited for this as well. It looks really cool. I love that they're taking that risk by still making Uncharted games, pulling away from Nathan Drake, and I think it's going to pay off.
What if they did co-op, where you play as both them in the single player storyline?
I think that just solidifies how solid the game will be at that point. So
because they've done some co-op survival modes in Uncharted before, and those are fun. But if you could play the single player with two characters throughout the whole thing through the set pieces and do puzzles and shit, that'd be fucking awesome. I'm buying the game regardless, but if they add that,
I've never played Uncharted games, any of them, none of them, not a single one, and this one actually looks really interesting to me.
Really?
Yeah, it looks really well done. Mm-hmm. I would never have known it was a B team for a company. It is so well polished looking, just for a trailer already. And the storyline seems intriguing to me. So, looks pretty good.
I literally watched this, and I didn't get a response or anything, but I tweeted it straight at Neil Druckmann and Naughty Dog. I was like, you're making this and Last of Us 2 at the same time. You're not allowed to be this good. Nobody is. It's unfair. It's stupid. None of them, Last of Us 2 is going to be amazing, and obviously, but none of them, out of the two, I'm not well, that one doesn't look as good. They both fucking are going to be awesome. So
it's one of those companies, most companies go up to their parents, in this case, we'll say Sony, and they're like, I have this idea, can I have some allowance? And they're like, I'll give you half. In this case, they're like, here's the card, it has no limit, have fun.
Yeah.
Right.
They're sitting there fucking, Sony's sitting there just blah, 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 and Naughty Dog's like, we're gonna make this. They're like, okay. Yeah, just do it.
Blank check.
Whatever. Yeah, I feel like Naughty Dog is like one of the most competent and talented companies that exists.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
fucking
Big time.
Nobody can touch them. Except for somebody's getting close. Guerrilla Games released Horizon Zero Dawn, which we all really enjoyed.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't really play it, but
I'll let you borrow it.
but it's fantastic and it's up there in that quality. And they showed off an expansion that's coming out called The Frozen Wilds. The trailer doesn't show too much except for some frozen wilds. It's pretty cold up there, and this whole idea that there's something protecting this mountain they need to get to, or this volcano.
Man with tubes in his chest.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited for it. I really, really, really liked Horizon Zero Dawn. It's definitely in my top 3 of this year so far of Game of the Year, which we'll be talking about at some point. It's amazing, and any excuse for me to have to, not to have to, but to go back and play it and hopefully have like a new adventure, new story. I'm excited for it. They didn't really show like, features or weapons or anything like that. But yeah, I don't care. I'm ready for it.
I'm glad they didn't show anything actually, because I don't think I think they know they don't have to sell this to people. At the point that the game is so well received, they can just show teasers. The only way they're gonna lose that faith out of people is if this ends up not being good, which I highly doubt.
It's impossible.
Like you said, I just want more from this game, and that's what they're doing. I'm really glad that the DLC is going to actually be a story-driven.
I was worried about that because I was hoping wouldn't be like 6 new missions, 1 new gun. Like I'd take that too, but that it's actually an adventure.
More hunting challenges or something.
Yeah,
and that's not what I want to see out of story-driven games. I want more, even if it's they could have been a different character, even just doing something else.
Tab, where the fuck that guy's name is.
Learning how to sew.
I crocheted you a blanket, Aloy. Gives a fuck.
I'm definitely buying this. So
I've heard nothing but good things from a lot of people about Horizon Zero Dawn, so it's great that they're adding on to it. Yeah.
What'd you take from the trailer?
It's cold.
The Ice Age is coming.
Up north.
Brace yourself, winter is coming.
Soon.
All right. I also remind me like a pirate for some reason. Yar.
Brace yourself, winter be coming.
Another game showing off. They showed it last E3, but we actually got to see gameplay this time, or more gameplay than like a tech demo.
That was definitely tech demo last year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Days Gone, which is the new like mass amounts of zombies chasing after you game coming out. I was already excited for it. Watching it, it just kind of solidified things for me. Definitely into it. I want to play it. Aside from the guy being a biker type dude, because I'm not really into that whole culture. The gameplay looks cool. I like. They got some ideas there. It seems like there's because before it just looked like he's just running from zombies and shooting them and using traps and shit, which already was awesome. But now it showed some stealth mechanics, which I think is cool. Some really brutal fucking fight scenes where he stabs a dude in his chest 3 times.
Oh yeah.
And some really neat concepts
Chokes
the idea.
that dude out.
Yeah. Neat concepts like the whole bunch of zombies hanging upside down.
Mm-hmm.
And at first I was like, what the fuck? Why is there just people hanging upside down? But it's like a trap because some of them are alive, trying to grab you and stuff. So really cool. I'm really excited for it. And yeah, I want it.
I'm not going to be able to play this game. But that being said,
Motorcycle scare you that much?
It looks amazing. I think my favorite thing that they showed was just the extent of mechanics, really. Mm-hmm. I love that they picked up the bear trap, put it in the bushes, threw rocks, lured someone over there, type of thing. Yep. I love that you could blow the fence open and the zombies heard the noise and came in and did the work for you, type of thing. I mean, it seems like the game's going to allow you to just kind of handle situations in a lot of ways, which I think is great. Also, I love the take on the animals essentially being kind of monsters as well.
They're infected.
I like that they're infected. They're zombies or whatever, because a lot of games kind of always stray away from that.
Like the
and
animals
movies
are fine,
do
but
too.
people are,
Yeah, which I'm fine with, but no one ever really dives into it, so it's kind of neat. Like there's just an absence of that. So
well, there's kind of like a genetic composition to that, scientific reasons for that.
yeah, but everybody's not too worried about that. I think a lot of people are just kind of skipping over it.
Yeah, so I don't know. I like my zombie movies a little more scientific.
I don't know which ones you're watching. Most zombie movies are awful, even though I love zombie movies.
But yeah, overall, it looks like top quality game. Hopefully, when it comes out, it's not like, oh well, that looked better than it actually was. I have high hopes for it. So
yeah.
So after watching the initial trailer, where the guy's just kind of running around the barn or the sawmill, lumber mill, that's what it is, and he's just kind of trying to avoid the zombies. I expected something more along the lines of like, kind of like an open world roamer where you're trying to survive and not get caught by these zombies, and having to run great distances or travel far, back and forth. And this seems to be more of like a story-driven game, along the lines. All I could think of the whole time was The Walking Dead, with faster zombies, and something about this trailer just kind of, I don't know, killed it a little for me.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what it is about it, but something just did it to me where it's just like, man, I'm not excited for this game anymore. I think the biggest thing that bothered me was just how easily he crept by all those zombies, just like 4 feet away from them, and he's just kind of like, oh, hide in the bush now.
Well, that could just be like the mechanic of it, but it also could be just for the presentation at E3 to kind of show that off.
all that stuff is super scripted.
Yeah.
Because kind of like you were saying, they definitely emphasized like gameplay mechanics versus like the core concept now.
Yeah.
So we have to see more of that kind of stuff. Maybe that's something that kind of threw you off, is some of the details of things that they showed off maybe aren't quite what you were.
Might be. Yeah. I don't know, just the fact that he's like in this like village, just hanging out and like, oh, we sent people out on the food run, one's missing. Like, fuck you, I need to go save him, burn in hell. It's just like, I don't know. It just wasn't what I was expecting from the game. So it's my own personal disappointment for expecting too much from a trailer.
Which is a lesson everyone could learn.
Yeah.
But no one will.
Yeah. There was one thing about it, not to poo-poo, because I want the game. I think it looks awesome. But the part where he does get grabbed and like the guy's like sitting there hitting him or whatever, and he like is just sitting there getting hit, and then he like puts his feet up and kicks him. It looks kind of weird to me, and also kind of reminded me of an older game. It wasn't like everything else looks really great in that game, but that part for some reason seemed kind of like outdated in the way it was set up.
There are sections in the graphics that I was like, what generation is this? This seems like last generation.
Well, it's
consoles.
still early development.
True.
Yeah. But yeah, overall I liked it a lot, but there was some things about this new trailer I was like, I need to keep my eye on this, because hopefully, it does live up to that original core concept, because we didn't really see anything like that first trailer in this, like the mass amounts of zombies again. It would have been cool to kind of have...
You kind of did. When you looked down the hill on the bridge.
When he said the bear
There was a
trap
huge horde down there.
Yeah, but I want to see... I don't want them to show that again, because they already showed that off, but I want to see how that will be implemented in the actual gameplay of the game. I want to see if there's a situation where you are going to all of a sudden have that group, and how you're going to like get them to stop, and how it'll affect a situation that we saw. I mean, ending it with the man bear pig at the end. That was okay, but it was kind of like that. I wasn't like, oh shit, what's gonna happen? I was like, oh yeah, fucking zombie bear, that's cool.
Yeah.
And it would have been cool to see like fucking 100 zombies like just show up and running or whatever. But we saw that already, so yeah, I'm excited for it. Next game that was shown off, big surprise. Monster Hunter is coming to PlayStation. It's coming to PS4, coming to Xbox One. It's called Monster Hunter World.
PC at a later date.
And PC at a later date. It is a better looking Monster Hunter with new mechanics, higher textures. Looks like it plays really well. We're all big Monster Hunter fans, obviously. I mean, obviously Chris isn't too into them, but yeah, really fucking exciting. You want to jump into this one?
I was so fucking stoked. This just came out of fucking nowhere for me. Like, we knew they're trying to make a game for the Switch, which I found out they're not bringing to America. Surprise, surprise.
Don't need it.
But this one, it looks so well done. And, like, it's got all the, the Rathalos was there. But there's some new mechanics in it that look amazing. There's a grappling hook implementation into it. So, like, if a monster throws you off, you can just be like, no, fuck you, and grapple back onto it. He used a flare in the cinematic trailer. This should be a cinematic thing, but He used the flare, and then 3 other hunters came in on flying mounts, like little pterodactyls carrying them in little slings, which is really cool.
That's fucking, yeah, there's a lot of really cool little things that I saw in there. I was like, this actually kind of seems, because Monster Hunter's been kind of stuck on portable for so long, which is fine because the game's fun, blah, blah, blah. It came out on the Wii U, I believe. That's how.
It was still a port of
It was still a port, but it was cool to play it on a console game.
It was
but
nice.
like, because it's been locked into that portable area and the Nintendo thing for so long, the series has definitely evolved, but it hasn't had a chance to kind of become modern and allow itself to flesh the game out in different ways because of the limitations of the portable. Now it's on PS4 and PC and stuff like that, and it shows. Like the game, it doesn't look like a higher res version of Monster Hunter. It looks like a new age Monster Hunter. It looks like a brand new evolution of the series. Very much still the same game, but like the animations are still like better. The textures are better. There's fucking grass. There's destructible environments. Camouflage, which was neat. Like this game's gonna be fucking awesome. Like I already know. I'm excited to play it, and I'm so fucking excited to play Monster Hunter on a fucking TV because I'm not a portable gamer. I no disrespect to anybody who is. I don't give a shit. If you're into that, you're into that. I can't do it. But I love Monster Hunter, and every time I go to play, I'm just like. So now I won't have the excuse. I'm going to be playing this game constantly when it comes out. I'm so fucking excited. It's stupid.
I mean, I'm right there with you guys. The only thing I hope that it doesn't suffer for it being, is heavy. Not even just in the graphics, but in like adding extra features. I hope that they still have the content that Monster Hunter is known for. That lengthy end game progression.
That's one thing I was a little worried about. Is like hopefully since they're not just like taking the last game, putting it again, adding more stuff to it, kind of doing that building process that Monster Hunter has been doing, that they're just from the ground up making this game, that hopefully it does have the content. It's not like,
I'm assuming it is. The only thing that I've noticed that was similar to any previous Monster Hunter game was the sword that it used. It's the only thing that I noticed, and the Rathalos, obviously, the title monsters and things like that. But the only thing I noticed in particular that was similar to any of the other games was the greatsword that he was using. It's the same style as one of the greatswords you get in all the games. But that's it.
Yeah, I'm just hoping it will have like even a third of the content of the other
even the
games,
short bow had differences to it that I noticed. Instead of just like being like shoot, reload, it had like a minigun option on it, just loading into this guy.
Yeah. Something else too, and I don't know if this is just because of the trailer or whatever, but it seemed like there's no loading in between map zones now.
Awesome.
It's just a map now.
Which would be awesome.
Which would make the flare make way more sense too.
Yeah.
Because obviously you can't just be like pinging a map now, type
True.
of thing. Oh, they're in section 7 or whatever. Now it just looks like it's a big map that you can go to.
Which I'll love, because I like the charm of, like, that's Monster Hunter, that's how it plays. But in a newer game, if you could find a way to not take away from the identity of the game, but make the game a little more streamlined, because now you have the ability to do it, definitely excited for that.
The instant zone is definitely because of the limitation hardware.
Definitely, right, definitely.
Now it's gone, so you can make a big map. And besides, obviously, the core, like, Monster Hunter stuff, I also, the little mini things, little mini games and stuff, I want to see those still in the game too.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to have my farm back where I can grow crops and harvest ore and things like that.
I like the fishing and all that other stuff.
Yeah. The only thing I have a gripe about from the trailer was there was no music for cooking.
Yeah, that drove me nuts.
If you go in the comments section on Monster Hunter's YouTube, literally just, where was the music?
I watched the whole thing. I'm like, this is awesome. I was like, the one thing they could do to just really put the cherry on top is fucking, and the guy pulls out the meat. I'm like, here we go, and it just fades out. I'm like, what happened?
Fucking cock tease.
That was fucked up. That was just mean on their part.
Oh yeah,
doesn't make me think any less of them. But I'm just like, you guys are dicks.
Curious what companions they'll have. Because you get the cats, and then they went to Cha-Cha. And they went back to cats again.
Fucking Cha-Cha.
Fucking Cha-Cha.
I forgot what the guy told you. So I'm like, yeah, that guy. Fucking little asshole.
Acorn head man.
We'll see.
So yeah, we're all very excited about it. You should be too, because Monster Hunter is awesome. And you haven't played it because it's on portable. Now you have no excuse because it's coming out on everything.
You can play with us, and we'll just carry you through everything.
Grateful.
Because we're that good.
Yeah, play with me. I don't. Yeah.
I don't know you.
I don't know you.
I'm the one who's afraid of playing with strangers, not you guys.
You're no friend of mine. In a game like that, I gotta play with people I know. If it's an FPS, yeah, let's go. Fuck yeah. Or, play with you. Next game is Shadow of the Colossus. They're doing a remaster. Well, it's not even a remaster. They're actually rebuilding the whole game up from the ground up, which is really, really impressive. If you're a fan of Shadow of the Colossus, I'm sure this is fucking huge news for you. I myself am not the biggest fan of it. And I don't mean that in a way like, I don't really like it. I'm just not, like, I played it, I liked it, but I'm not like one of those people who's like really fucking crazy about it. But it's cool news. It's cool news to hear that. And I'm just really impressed that they're not just like up-resing it. But like, it looks really good. So, really exciting. And I probably will pick it up because I'd like to revisit it and I'd like to see what they do different.
I'm also interested in revisiting it because as far as my memory is concerned, I don't have like super fond memories of this game. And it's been so long, I feel like I have way more open mind on games than I used to as well. Yeah. So I should revisit it. Am I excited? Not so much, but it is cool, and it gives me an excuse to play it. So yeah.
I've never played this game. I've heard a lot of good things about it, and it's great that they're building it from the ground up. The visuals in it look stunning. Absolutely amazing. I have heard some things about the game, so if you've never played it before, I'm going to give you a spoiler alert, but I really wish they would give you the option to, like, not kill the Colossi to revive your dead girlfriend because you're a selfish bastard like that.
Spoiler alert. Fucking tell them everything.
I said spoiler alert,
yeah,
so...
Yeah. I don't care. Like, it's been out for a while, so...
Yeah. But it's great that they're remaking it and not just like an up-res, that it's just a ground-up rebuilding of the game. It looks amazing.
Well, I think it would have done fine regardless. If they just re-released it, people would buy it. I'd probably still be interested in playing it again, seeing how well it looked.
If it does well, I hope they do it to Ico as well, actually.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I just, as soon as they said, like, they're actually doing the whole thing over again, I was like, wow, it's really cool. So it's essentially almost a brand new game at that point. Pretty cool stuff. Next game, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which is another Marvel vs. Capcom game. I'm not
a fan of the series at all. Though I have one thing I'm really confused about, and apparently the internet agreed with me on this one. What's up with Chun-Li's face? She looks funny.
I don't remember what she looks like.
She had a round face and look at her picture. She looks weird. Go ahead, Chris.
I love these games. I really do. It's hinted that they're bringing back Thanos into the game, which is great. Yeah.
And Dante, yeah, he looks funky too.
Yeah, Dante. So they're bringing back a lot of the core characters into the game from the other ones.
Yeah, what the fuck's going on?
Doesn't even look like her.
Who is that?
Some
girl has Chun-Li's outfit on.
She's a cosplayer.
But there's a couple. There was a hint, and I'm not going to say it's confirmed or not, but there's a newer character, Gamora. Looks like she's going to be in the game. Maybe just in the storyline, but hopefully she's a playable character. Captain Marvel, the female Captain Marvel, has been added to it as well, so it's neat. But oh god,
look at Dante the Burnout.
He is kind of old now.
He looks like he's been doing drugs. Looks like he's been, like, that's why we haven't seen him in a while. It's because he fucking discovered crack cocaine.
But overall, I'm interested to see how the game's going to go because the main villain is Ultron mixed in with, I believe his name is Sigmund from Mega Man. So Mega Man's main enemy. They're kind of fused together, and the whole goal of them is to eradicate all organic life on Earth. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm just more interested in what characters they're going to add to it, to be honest, and how they're going to play, and if they're going to ever fix the problem of infinite combos in their games.
I doubt that. It's kind of the...
Look at her fucking nose. That's insane. It's not even the same character.
Google this. You guys should Google this. And look
yeah,
it up while we're talking about this.
Hopefully, if I remember, I'll put a picture up. But that's really fucking crazy.
It's just you're gonna put a picture right here.
Just over your face.
Just right here. You're gonna do it in this box by this box.
The Dante one is like whatever, just because like he just looks grosser, but it still looks like him. It looks like, you know, you've been doing drugs for a while and this happens. I've seen it. But the Chun-Li one literally looks like a completely different person.
She looks like a younger version of herself.
Your
but
face
like,
doesn't do.
Yeah, that's a different person completely. Her lips are completely different. The nose is completely different. The eyes are completely different. The face shape's completely different.
She's literally a cosplayer.
Her ears are weird. Her eyebrows are different. This is a different person. That's just bizarre. It's weird. Who the fuck did that? That's worse than when Chris Redfield fucking turned into a tree trunk.
But all the characters between the Marvel games have a slightly different. Like, I mean, even Rocket Raccoon looks way more like skinny and wiry.
You can't justify that.
Nobody can. Everyone's talking about it.
It's an alternate universe.
Look at this shit.
They don't have to.
I'll give you
they
that.
don't have to adhere to anything. It's an alternate universe.
Look at this. That's her. Gerber baby. Anyway,
yeah.
what the fuck, man?
He looks like Chris with a wig.
That is Chris with a wig. You're fucking 100% right. Ew. Steve Buscemi.
Anyways, so yeah,
What were we talking about?
I definitely not a large fan of this game, but I always like want to give fighting games a chance because obviously every time one comes out, features can be different, balance can be different type of thing. I mean, I love the Guilty Gear series, but there's a couple titles in there where I was like, yeah, this didn't do it for me. So maybe this will be the one that gets me into it. But as far as excitement goes, it's just not there.
I'm curious to see what other Marvel characters they're going to add since they can't really get the X-Men in there. And Wolverine has been a strong staple for the game for so long. Which, I mean, personally, I'm sick and tired of seeing him. But I'm interested to see what other Marvel characters they're going to add to it. Because, like, the X-Men universe is so varied. I don't know what exactly the legal claim is. If they own everything on the X-Men universe, then they're fucked. But if not, there's, like, hundreds of other mutants and teams and things that they can add to it that would work really well.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't see any, honestly.
I'd love to see Jubilee in that fighting game. But
we're tapering.
I got nothing on this. I'm not into them. I won't pick it up. If you're into it, cool. But just be warned that they are creating the characters in a way you've never seen before, and Chun-Li is a literal 5 foot tall baby. So enjoy that. I don't know what Marvel or Capcom thing that's from, but enjoy it. Call of Duty World War II shown off again. I like Call of Duty. I didn't like the last one. It's fucking garbage, hot garbage. But before that, they're all great. This one I'm into. We've talked about it multiple times. Watched it. Yeah, it's Call of Duty. I'll buy it.
I am interested in this one, but that was a super underwhelming trailer.
That's the thing, man. Like, I watched that and like. The game looks cool, but the music's not that great. The edits aren't that great. It wasn't a good trailer at all. No. I still looked at the content of the game and like, I want that, but it was a bad trailer.
Watching the trailer makes me wish I was the Nazi in the trench with the guy in the flamethrower.
Damn. Fair. Damn. I feel like you've been waiting on that. As soon as you saw that, you're like, yep. I wish that was me. No, it was a really bad trailer.
It did get me thinking, but it's another World War II game. Again, that's a shooter. Again, like, over and over and over again, we're just going to rehash the World War II shooter games, and I'm so tired of it.
It's like all those games with magic and people with crazy hair.
Each one of those looks different. Each one of those have different storylines.
You were choosing your battles here.
Yeah. As a guy who likes both, yeah. But yeah, Call of Duty. If you're into it, you're going to buy it. If you're not into it, you're probably going to talk shit about it or not think about it at all. So, more power to you. Elder Scrolls 5. I don't know why. Skyrim VR.
Can we just skip this one?
We talked about it kind of already. It's Skyrim in VR.
Boo.
Do you like Skyrim that's fucking VR?
To be positive, full-fledged VR game. So,
definitely. And if there's one thing that would make me play Skyrim again, it'd be VR. But next topic. Star Child. I don't remember this one.
That's what I was trying to look up, and I couldn't find anything. It's a VR game, though. That I know.
Is it a space game?
Try looking it up real quick. Just move on.
I
Skip
just
it.
fucking yeah. Okay, so we'll skip it for now. The Impatient.
Looked interesting.
I'm also forgetting this one.
That's the the VR game where you're like being in like a hospital, a mental asylum. But they're like ghosts and things like that.
Why do I not remember that?
Well, here's Star Child.
That game looked awful. Star Child looks horribly boring. It's a side-scrolling game that's kind of like a, oh god.
Let's turn that off.
It's it looks like a platformer with really bad graphics. It reminded me of like a PS2, PS3 era graphics. They're kind of blocky and chunky, and it could just be an early gameplay trailer, but it didn't appeal to me in any way whatsoever. And I couldn't see how you'd or why you'd want to play this game in VR if it's a side scroller.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not worried about it. Thoughts?
No.
Thoughts be gone.
I don't even remember this at all, which is not a good sign.
Which one, Star Child
Yeah.
or the one we're talking about?
Both.
Okay.
Like, I don't remember either of them. What was the other one? Is it called again?
The Impatient.
The Impatient?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So survival horror game or whatever, but in VR.
I believe it's.
I'm not gonna be able to play this game, and I mean, if it's good and then like Seth picks it up, I might watch him play it. But it's the same.
I'm not picking it up.
Yeah, it's just the same idea for me as like Resident Evil 7 is a game like I'm not gonna be able to play, but yeah, I don't know. The Star Child game does not look good either.
Yeah. Okay. So the Star Child thing, I just watched it. I don't remember that at all. So if I did see it, it didn't resonate with me to the point where its existence was gone from my memory. I watched it again, and if I did see it and I did forget its existence, there's a reason. It looks... I don't care. It doesn't look that great. It looks pretty fucking generic. I'm really surprised they showed that at E3 to get anyone pumped for it. Like, I'm glad the people who are making it got it in there, because that's going to get them some sales. But... for Sony's presentation, it's a weak point because it looks like, what was that fucking game we played on Plus Club last year, where it was like that weird 1950s Hollywood top-down type game.
So when you liked, actually.
You actually beat it. It's like a top-down.
Yeah, it's got the mechanic where you can look over edges and shoot down. But you're climbing a tower.
Oh, the Tower of Monsters.
Yeah, it's like if they showed that off at E3. I mean, like this is a game that someone stumbles upon in the store, like the PSN store, and buys on a whim, or we get for free on PlayStation Plus.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't a game that you show off at E3. I don't care about it.
No.
And then The Impatient, which is a VR survival horror game. Yeah, maybe. If it's fairly priced and gets good reviews, I might be into it. But so far, it looks pretty generic. It looks like just another survival horror game. And yeah, I don't really have anything for it. But I'm a little more positive on it because it looks interesting than Star Child. Star Child looks like, it doesn't look like anything.
Starting with Star Child down to this title here was just their VR showcase. So they were just trying to show off VR games, whether they were good or bad. Yeah. Just to show that they are creating content for that device. So,
next thing is another VR game, Final Fantasy 15: Monster of the Deep. What the fuck?
Well, they are treating Final Fantasy 15 as a service,
and
this is just another.
They put more work into this than the actual fishing in the fucking game, though, which is weird. Because there's like actually music. And there's like people talking. It's like, hey, come over here. Let's go fishing.
Well, let's say people talk to you while you're fishing in the game.
No, when I played
like full-on conversations.
No, when I played it. I was fucking fishing that game. It just got silent. And all of a sudden, it was just me and my thoughts in an infinite abyss.
I don't mind like fishing minigames and stuff like that, but like the last Final Fantasy 15 VR thing they did, these just look so thrown together. I mean, it's kind of a bummer, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not upset that they're making it, and someone might play it and they might enjoy it. If you like fishing and like Final Fantasy, you're gonna be in fucking heaven, dog. But with the potential of Final Fantasy and VR, I feel like there's so many fucking other things you could do that'd be more interesting. Like even going into like that one of those restaurants, sitting at a table in VR and like hanging out with people and shit would be more interesting than just fucking, I don't know. It's just weird, man. I keep getting weirded out by all these weird, I keep saying weird, VR games that don't really need to exist. Like, I get that it's hard to make like a big, fully fledged VR thing, but I'd just rather just not do it at all.
They're literally like not good appetizers.
Yeah, for sure. It's just like they gave you like uncooked raw potato peels in water. And
The potatoes are coming, but here's the peels.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
eat that while something comes. Yeah, it's just like
boosh.
I don't even fucking want this, man.
Swear.
No. Thoughts? We'll just take your laying down on the table as a.
I hate fishing games. I hate fishing mini games. I hate fishing.
So you're really interested in this?
I'm so excited for this.
Makes sense. Finally, something changed my mind.
Gosh!
Fuck
off with this piece of garbage.
Fair. Bravo team, another VR game shown off. Looks to be a first-person shooter, cover-based shooter in VR. Played a couple of these on the Vive. It's obviously not going to be like the Vive, but they're cool. There is something, you watch the trailer. Here's the worst thing about VR games is you watch the trailers and they look like garbage because you're not, unless you're in VR, you don't get to see what it actually looks like.
For sure.
So they never do them justice. So I'm watching it and I'm like, if this was just a normal first-person shooter, I would fucking just be laughing and be like, that's ridiculous. That can't be. Like, that looks like it came out in fucking 2002. But knowing that's in VR and seeing the cover mechanic and shooter stuff like that, I'm interested in it. I don't know if I'm fucking waiting for it to come out, but it's probably going to be cool.
It's funny that you said, looking at it as a game with a controller versus VR. And when I did see this, I was like, oh, that could be actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
So am I going to like wait for the release date for this stuff? No, but if I happen to be stumbling in the store and it's there, I might look up a review or something and I might pick it up. But it looks okay. It looks a lot better than the stuff before.
I'm hoping it's going to utilize or be able to use the gun
Controller?
Yeah,
That would be cool.
Be really cool.
Yeah, I still need to pick that up. That was that Farpoint.
Yeah, I'm curious about it. Thoughts? Shooter VR. Looks like shit.
I don't own VR for PlayStation, and it's a shooter, and it looks like it would just make me queasy.
I loved how minimal that. You're just like, it looks like you're about to just leave.
Couldn't even be bothered to put sass in it.
Yeah, there's no emotion.
Don't bother me with this trivial nonsense.
I can't even.
You should know better by now.
Moss is shown off, which looks to be a like platformer with a mouse in it.
Puzzle game.
It didn't show a whole lot, or at least the trailer I watched. But I really liked the design. I liked the animations of the mouse. I was actually really impressed by them because even when like it jumped up and climbed up, like it wasn't just like ooh, it was like actually it's like going over the terrain, stuff like that. I like the design of it. I'm curious about it. I didn't see enough to be excited for it, but I was watching. It's like Moss. I'm like, oh, that looks cool.
After playing the PlayStation VR demo, the Playroom. There you go. Mm-hmm. There's the one that is the platformer mini game in there. Mm-hmm. I thought it looked kind of cheesy, but then actually playing it in VR, I was like, wow, platformers are really cool in VR.
Yeah.
I actually kind of want to pick this game up.
Yeah.
Because it looked like that
Playroom
kind of
thing was really.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
So after playing that and like enjoying it way more than I thought I was going to, I'm actually super curious with Moss. I'm going to keep my eyes on that one because I need more games for my VR anyways, and that does look like something that would be fun to play.
I need a game for my fucking PlayStation VR. I should just fucking play Farpoint.
So yeah, this looks like it's a puzzle game. What it looks like to me. You don't control the mouse. You control yourself, and you're controlling the environment. You're moving the puzzles around for the mouse to get through. It looks like a game that you could probably beat in about 2 hours, I would say. And probably shouldn't have a price tag more than, I would say, $30.
Yeah, it's funny because as soon as you said 2 hours, I'm like, 2 hours? That's fucking short as shit. At least 6. And I was like, it's a VR game. Mm-hmm. So it's probably going to be a lot shorter. As for price point, I think you're probably nailing it. I think it's probably going to be about $30-40 because VR games
are a little more expensive.
Standard around about $40 at the least. And, you can get them for 20 and 30, but especially for like PSVR, they don't really have a whole lot of cheap ones. But yeah.
You look like No Face.
Kinda. Yeah.
You look down the water, just like, oh, that's me.
Yeah, it was kind of creepy when I saw it. I was like, ugh.
I just wanted to go.
Mm-mm.
Back to the non-VR games.
Yeah, and we're actually getting into some of the best stuff that was shown at the Sony conference, except for one. God of War was shown. They showed it last year. This time they showed more of the gameplay of the combat and some pretty fucking cool scenes. I was already really into this when I first saw it. I saw this. I can't wait for this fucking game to come out. It looks awesome. It looks fucking cool. I'm not a big fan of the original God of War games. I appreciated like the amount of work they put into those games, and people loved them. But like just the whole like I'm a buff guy who fucks chicks and kills things. I'm just like, that's not really my thing. But this seems like there's some heart there. I really, I'm a sucker for that whole dynamic of like bringing up somebody in a really fucked up area, like The Road or Last of Us, Logan. I haven't seen it still, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like it. Wolf and Cub, stuff like that. So yeah, I really like that. I like their dialogue, stuff like that. The end part though is really fucking cool with that weird water serpent thing.
Your mom.
Massive.
It's fucking huge. Yeah.
World serpent.
And world serpent. And I thought it was cool that the kid could understand it, but the fucking Kratos couldn't.
Who's the parent then of the kid? I wonder.
Well, he's the dad. The mom's, I'm assuming,
I
dead.
meant the mom.
She's the one that is talking to him. She's like, "This is your son. He needs you."
Is that her for sure?
I can't.
I assumed that she's probably dead because the kid talks at one point, or they're talking about how he like that girl's talking about like this is your son, not just something that happened in the past forever. It seems like there's I'm gonna probably assume that she doesn't exist. Because I feel like that is going to play a part in their whole journey in the first place.
That could be the mom, just him
in a flashback,
visualizing her like a hallucination.
Maybe. Obviously, there's going to be some pretty fantastical things in this game. But I just really like that the storyline is going for a more connected feel of giving shit
more
about something.
Serious.
Yeah. And the combat looked awesome. Mm-hmm. I like that because in the original God of War, of course, everybody knows, but like you're just hitting buttons and you're fucking swinging
Super
everywhere.
Combo.
Blender of Doom.
Just yeah, exactly. This seems like you're more like over shoulder swinging into people and shit. There's one point where you like slams a fucking blade through a dude like right here and splits him. I'm like, that looks fucking awesome. So really cool. Reimagining of God of War. I'm really happy with it. I'm super stoked for it.
I mean, I don't think I can say much more than what you just said.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I definitely am interested in picking up as the internet has come to call this game Dad of War.
Yeah.
So.
War Daddy.
Hey. I like that they toned down Kratos' attitude.
Oh, big time.
Oh, fuck yeah.
He's not like this, like, just like bloodthirsty, like, oh! He's just kind of more like somber and withdrawn, and more serious about everything.
Still very warrior-like too, though.
Stoic, very stoic. Which is really cool, and it seems like the kid has some sort of power because there's a couple scenes where it shows the kid is fighting with Kratos, and he like shoots arrows and they're like made of light. So I'm not sure what.
It's probably the bow. But...
I think it'd be really cool in that game. Obviously, I'm speculating. I'm not speculating. I just think it'd be neat if, like, obviously he's going to be an NPC or whatever. Mm-hmm. It'd be cool if you could equip him with stuff or give him skills too. So while in combat, he can supplement your fighting with stuff like that. That'd be fucking neat. Because I saw that part where he was actually in there fighting too, and I'm like, that's cool.
He was like on the back of one guy as Kratos just like uppercut him with the axe, and the kid like jumped off and shot him and landed.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Ellie in that regard.
Yeah. Except for more combat heavy, because Ellie...
Which is stab people off you.
Wee child.
I wonder, this is just theorizing again, but if this is kind of like their way of putting Kratos basically down and making the kid the next continuation if they make more games. Because he's training him.
They're definitely going to make more games, and I would like to see them... Obviously, I haven't played the game, but I would like to see at least another game where they're together. I like things that are like sagas or a saga. And it'd be cool to see him age or whatever, but if they did like kill him off at the end and have like a really great like ending that you really feel, they have a character now that can continue the series.
They're taking a huge note from Last of Us, though.
Definitely. I mean, that's why I'm even like speculating like we're talking about this because like Last of Us has that kind of tone of like somebody, Joel is the main character, but Ellie's the person who's going to have to live in this world.
Yeah.
Joel's like already older, so he's got to prepare her essentially for the fucked up world. Same thing, just like The Road, which obviously is a video game, but it's a great movie and book. Make sure to check this out. And this seems the same because it seems like he's trying to prepare him to be a warrior, so like that. The kid's obviously still a kid, so he's trying to do what he wants, but also,
Listen to his dad.
Yeah, he's still a fucking kid. So, really cool game though. Really fucking excited for it. Any last words on it? So they also showed off again Detroit Become Human, which is a game that is pretty high on my list of games to look forward to. It's made by Quantic Dream, I believe.
So.
Guys who made fucking Jason, Nam and Jaden. No, fucking Heavy Rain.
And Beyond Two Souls.
Beyond Two Souls also games.
Indigo Prophecy.
It's really interesting because in this trailer, well, if you guys aren't, if you don't really know what those games are really like, they're these, they're storyline based, choose your own adventure type games, pretty much.
Interactive movies.
Yeah. Quantic Dream, yeah.
Quantic Dream. And this one's based in the future. There's androids, stuff like that. And the first trailer I saw last year, they showed off essentially an android talking to another android who had somebody hostage, trying to talk him out of it, which is really interesting because the new one they just showed at this E3 was an android who's essentially just trying to start a revolution. He's just talking about like, we're superior to humans, why the fuck are we their slaves? And then you see him talking with a bunch of androids, essentially trying to get people to rally behind him. They're putting up things everywhere to get people, kind of get the word out there. One of the androids in that group looked just like the one in the first trailer who had the hostage. Which I thought would be really interesting, or is really interesting. I'm assuming you're going to be playing as multiple characters in this game from different perspectives. But like, it's just really interesting to see why I think Beyond Two Souls you play is just Juno. But anyway, I'm excited for it. I think it's really awesome. I think it'd be really cool to play from that guy's perspective as a guy who is trying to start like a revolt, and also playing a dude who's trying to just fucking quell that and get rid of like stop any kind of crazy violence or anything that could take off from it. It'd be really cool. It'd be cool duality to a story and the amount of choice and stuff. And it's futuristic, which I'm super into. So yeah, I'm excited for it still.
So I love these guys' games anyways. I love the like choose your own adventure aspect of it. This is just a natural evolution of what they've been doing for a long time anyways. It's huge expansive dialogue choices that kind of like change your outcome. The thing that really kind of draws me to this one, more so than any of their other games, is the actual theme of essentially something we may have to deal with one day. So
we definitely are going to deal with it.
Yeah. So I love it. I think the entire premise of this game is just super interesting. So I am definitely looking forward to this one as well.
Yeah, it looked it looked really well done, and I was super intrigued by it. The fact that it's, to me, I didn't even equate until I actually realized it later on that the previous trailer we saw and this one are the same game. So it seems to me very diverse in storyline, although it's cohesive. Earlier, the robots are duplicates. There's multiple versions, so it could be the same guy because the workers were all the same person.
It makes comment about them being sold off as goods in stores and stuff.
So that also could just be that model. But I thought it'd be kind of interesting if you actually got to see where that android got that idea from, and the consequences of where that went with.
Because that main android that was shown in this trailer, the guy, he has this weird ability to touch other androids and basically override their slavery functions. That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
So it seems like I just like the overall interesting mechanics of how like games like this you can vary every time you play the game. So they always have replay value, which is really nice to have.
Well, in this one seems like there's a lot of choices.
Yeah.
Like they're really emphasizing, and they could be lying, and that would suck. But if they're not,
I trust no one.
That'd be really you can't trust these guys. But if there is like that many choices, it's gonna be a game I'm gonna want to go back and check out different ways to go about things.
Well, if it's anything like their other games, they always have multiple endings, anyways. So.
Well, I guarantee it'll be just like that. They don't really deviate too much on their core gameplay, but the story's always changed so much that it's kind of like a really big Telltale game. So, yeah, exciting. A game that is also super exciting. Destiny 2 was shown off.
I want to put in a note. I've read that people who have played this on PC say that it plays very well. So, anyways, go
Played
ahead.
really well on PS4 also. Yeah, Destiny 2 was shown off.
After seeing the trailer and having read up on what they're doing with this game and stuff like that, it's more of the same.
Yep.
And
I thought you were about to fucking be like, oh, it looks pretty good. Like, what the fuck did you see?
unless it comes out and it really does kind of diversify quite a bit, I'm probably gonna pass. And if I do decide to try this again, I might just try it on PC just to try playing it maybe differently. Maybe it'll do something different for me. But for the most part, I'm just really kind of not interested in this at all.
It sucks because, like, why the fuck is it Destiny 2? Why isn't it just more Destiny? Because it is. I mean, they can sell you a $60 game again.
Because they're under contract with Activision to make like 10 fucking Destiny games.
So it's just going to be the same fucking, like, ugh. It's literally, like, people are like, well, this is the same as the last game, like Call of Duty. But, like, Call of Duty always has, like, new weapons, new maps, new fucking stories. They're completely they're not connected, all that shit, whatever. This is literally like Destiny 1. It's Destiny 1 with fucking some, I don't know. It looks the exact same, like the same fucking game. What, there's like no new features? What's different?
I'm assuming you're not in the main city anymore.
It seemed like in the trailer, like it's getting taken over or destroyed or some shit.
Yeah, it looks like it's being taken over by whatever this new faction is.
Are they actually going to convey that story well?
Who knows?
Yeah,
I'll try to stay a little more positive for once. There were some interesting weapon designs I saw, like the Beehive rocket launcher. If you didn't notice that, it's the big blue rocket launcher that has like the barrel at the end has multiple holes, so it just kind of like shoots out like little.
Oh, I did see it.
seekers,
Yeah.
which is really cool, I thought. But other than that, it looks like more of the same. So I probably won't pick it up.
Yeah, I mean, they'd have to add like 4 new classes, a shitload of new weapons, emphasize multiplayer less, like the versus shit.
I think that's the big one for me.
Up their storytelling, because it's horrible in Destiny. It's bad. It's not even interesting. The world looks great. The graphics look great. The game
plays good.
The game
It
plays
plays great.
fucking well because these guys made Halo. So many good things about the game, but it's boring.
Well, and also don't make your lore so difficult to get a hold of. Because there's some people who like to know the lore of what's going on, and it's really, really hard to find all the pieces of information of lore.
It's easier to find a fucking Dark Souls goddamn storyline than Destiny. It's just like, and Destiny's storyline's fucking not that complicated.
I think you really kind of hit a good point with the PvP stuff, because most people who bought Destiny, at least originally, were buying it for the PvE and the co-op and the fact that it was a full MMO with dungeons and raids and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was really strong in that department, but the support was garbage. And really
That's the worst thing about it. It was like the fucking support, because I really liked that game when we first started playing it.
Yeah.
So if they improve upon that, if this game comes out and I'm seeing like them actually like focusing on creating consistent content with and they can still do the PvP, but have that focus on PvE stuff, like don't ignore it. You might interest me, but it really like it's a deep wound right now. So
It is, because like that's the thing, is like we enjoyed the game.
We had a group guild big enough that we could run the Vault of Glass at the same time. 2 groups at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how many people of our friends that were playing all at once. And then after that, it was just, what do we do?
If they fucking just said fuck off with the goddamn versus shit, like I'm glad it was there, but I kind of saw it as like a side thing originally. I was like,
That's
oh, that's
all
cool.
PvP ever is in MMOs.
Yeah, you can like hop in there, shoot each other, that's fun, whatever. But then they start really working on like devote that time to working on new classes and new skills.
They made a whole expansion just for PvP.
Yeah. Well,
And that's when I stopped. I was like, no, this is dumb.
Yeah, you're putting resources in the wrong area of this game. That's not at all what I was playing for. And obviously, anybody watching this who is into that part, I mean, you're lucky. They started listening to you and what you wanted, and that's cool. And the game got better for you. But for the people who bought it for like the single player co-op feeling, that it
was
tapered
advertised
off.
as?
Yeah, it tapered off like almost instantly. And once you could see that they weren't gonna keep working on that, I was just like, well, this isn't for me anymore.
Yeah.
So it's almost like they're like, this is what we're gonna sell you. That wait, now it's actually this. You already bought it. So it's it was the old fucking switch.
Snake oil.
Switch. Snake oil. Fucking old tinctures and tonics. Cure your cancer. Yeah. So let's end on a positive note. Insomniac Games' new Spider-Man game was shown off. This game looks awesome. I was watching it. I watched the trailer a couple hours ago again, and it's a really fucking polished, really well made Spider-Man game. It takes you back to the famous Spider-Man 2 game that everybody loved so much, which was an awesome game. Just the amount of work they put in this game. The combat looks really cool. It kind of has like the Batman feel, even though now it's Spider-Man, so he's fucking flipping around a lot of shit, and he's doing moves stuff. Really fucking
Sliding
cool.
the legs and...
The web slinging looks really fun. I like the amount of things you can do, like running on the buildings while swinging and flying around the corners. Even the quick time event was really neat.
Super varied, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of shit was shown off in that trailer. And it just looks fun, and it looks like they're working on it to make a good game and not to sell you a Spider-Man game because a movie's coming out.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing. Because there's been so many Spider-Man games since Spider-Man 2, and they've all been kind of soulless feeling. They all kind of follow the same kind of formula of just like, well, open world, swing around, make sure you can punch things. And in this, it seems like they're just really trying to make a fun game first off. That happens to be a Spider-Man game.
Right.
Some really cool ideas in there. A lot of things I was seeing that I was like, I kind of wish the fucking movies were like this. So yeah, I'm really fucking excited for it. I want to play it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, and I love like especially like the parts where like the quick time events, but like the big things are happening, and they do seem like these crazy things. Even like when what is it, like a crane or whatever was falling down, and even like he's like frantic about it while trying to figure it out, and then just going through the motions of like stopping it. It's like it's super impressive. Like I don't know, it makes him actually seem like a superhero, and it's
that's something I noticed too. Is first off, I want to say the amount of situations that happen in that trailer alone are so varied to the point where like he's fighting a dude who's in a helicopter while he's kind of swinging around the helicopter fighting this dude, which I thought was really kind of neat. The crane thing is really interesting. But the big thing I noticed, and I forgot that like everybody always complains about the DC movies going like, well, they don't really care about people. These superheroes aren't saving anybody, which I'm just like, yeah, things are fucked up though. But then I watched that gameplay, and he's constantly like trying to make sure no one gets hurt. And I was like, oh yeah,
top priority.
Superheroes are like that. I forgot about that. I forgot they're supposed to save people. I thought they were supposed to fucking fight people like Dragon Ball Z and destroy cities.
Level it.
Because there's a part where a piece goes flying down.
The tail of the helicopter goes flying to the city. He's like,
down.
oh god, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. He just shoots it and just rips it up before it hits anybody.
Yeah, and gets it in like
the side of a
pulls
building.
it inside the building, and like even the henchman that he pulls out of the helicopter and starts falling. In my brain, I didn't even think about him. I'm so used to just watching Batman shoot people now. And I'm like, fuck him. Like that guy's a piece of shit. And then he fucking swings him back into the building. I'm like, oh yeah, he's a superhero. Weird.
Yeah, not trying to kill people.
Yeah, he's just trying to apprehend him. He's not trying to fucking kill this guy.
Yep.
Forgot about this.
No, really impressive trailer. I was waiting for them to show this off because I remember last E3 when they even announced it, and it was Insomniac Games making it. I was like, that's super promising.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that wasn't wasted because it does seem like it's going to be just a solid game. I love everything that they showed me. I hope the whole game is like that.
I'm fucking stoked for it. It's been so long since we had a good Spider-Man game. It just looks so crisp and so well done. And I love the little nods here and there to other things. Like, they had Miles Morales in the trailer as well. He was the kid with his phone, and he's actually Spider-Man.
They call him Miles in it.
Yeah. So that's the nod to him being Spider-Man in the future. I really hope that they have cosmetics, as in like the different spider suits that he's had that maybe do different things like other Spider games have. Because like in some of them, like you have a limited amount of web cartridges, which is accurate to Peter Parker's Spider-Man, where he only has a set amount. And you had the Venom costume that you could wear the symbiote outfit, and they gave you unlimited webbing, which was really nice.
That would be cool if they brought back like the different suits and stuff. That was something that's really fun about the originals.
Like Spider-Man, the Scarlet Spider, Spider 2099, symbiote Spider-Man, the human Spider-Man. That'd be a cool one. Where he's like morphing into a giant spider creature.
Oh yeah.
All the arms and stuff.
I forgot about that one. That was creepy.
Yeah.
Maybe for DLCs. I hate to throw that out there, but
give them ideas.
No.
No, definitely looks cool though. I'm so happy that it's actually like as soon as I saw that, like I said, Insomniac Games was making Spider-Man, I was like, well, it's a big company making a Spider-Man game. Like
a proven company that shows that they have really creative ideas. I mean, one of the things Insomniac does is make like a lot of like zany guns and shit in their games.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, like these guys have ideas.
And the combat looks so fluid and natural for Spider-Man as a character, whereas like in Batman, it always felt kind of odd that he was able to just kind of like leap back and forth real quickly. I know Batman's really good at martial arts and stuff like that, but he always seems to be more of like a one-on-one fighter. And he tends to have a little more difficulty with fighting in crowds. He just rely on his gadgets for larger groups of enemies. So it always seemed more gimmicky in like the Arkham Knight games. This one just feels and looks so natural for Spider-Man. It's so well done.
I definitely think that the way they did it in Batman's really cool, and it does work. But you have a slight point, if I'm going to nitpick, that is kind of weird that he's that. I mean, Batman is agile, but he's also like a brute fucking like fighter. Knock you out and shit.
Yeah.
But seeing Spider-Man like do that same kind of system, the way they did it, I was like, okay, that makes a lot more sense because it'd be really hard to fight Spider-Man because the motherfucker can like backflip and fly all over the place.
So much finesse.
Well, exactly. You can sense when shit's coming at it.
And there's a couple of sines in there too where like slow-mo happen and stuff. So that
where really spider senses are going off.
It was the one where his spider sense went off and he was like, I can't do anything. Whack.
Yep.
And yeah. And the city almost seems, it feels, the way they're doing the open world or whatever seems like, when you're swinging across the city, the indoor place that he went to doesn't seem like it's a separate level like the older Spider-Man games where you just like warp in and now you're in there now. It seems like it's actually like a living, breathing city, which is something that's pretty standard nowadays. But it's good to see that, like I said before, this isn't a solo Spider-Man game, so we're getting like an actually well-made game and not just open world, fucking runs 40 miles per hour indoors and just go.
I feel like that he runs up walls too, like literally running up a wall. That was dope.
Oh yeah.
So that is the Sony conference, pretty much in a nutshell. We're gonna grade it. Chris.
I give it an A, a solid A. I would give it an A+, but the VR section of it just was awful.
It's fair.
Everything else though was just stellar.
Yeah, they had a lot of good stuff. Chevy?
I'm also going to go with a solid A. Similar reasons. I also want to talk about like the conference itself. They really stuck to their theme of it. It's about the games. He came out, like they did a couple trailers. He came out. He said very little. He's like, all right, back to what you guys are here for. Went through a crap ton more trailers, and then he talked a little bit more, and then they did the finale stuff. Like he was barely even on stage, which it sounds kind of awful. I'm like, yeah, I don't care about that guy, but really, like that's what we're there to watch it for. Is the trailer. So like, it was just nice. It was just shotgun trailer, and for that, that helps me with that A because lineup wise, Ubisoft I think had more of like solid lineups, but obviously there's some like shining stars in the Sony one. So
Monster Hunter.
I'm going to be controversial. I'm going to give it a B+. And the only reason I'm giving it a B+, I want to give it an A. I want to give it an A+, because all the shit they showed was fucking awesome. My only thing is, most of the things they showed, they've already shown. And I'm glad to see them again. I wanted to see more of them. But I was hoping for something that was going to be like a big surprise. And like, The biggest surprise was Monster Hunter World, which was awesome. That's fucking awesome. Really excited for that. But we got Uncharted, we already saw it. And I'm glad to see more. I'm not talking shit about that. Horizon Zero Dawn is a game that already is out, and I'm excited for it. I want to play it. And I'm not going to go through the whole list, but like everything here, I was already aware of pretty much. And it was awesome to see it again, but I wanted something fucking huge to like pop out and just go, holy shit. And all they did was solidify that they have an awesome lineup of games coming out. I knew that already. So yeah, it was cool to see that. But yeah, the only reason I'm giving it a B+2 is because I gave Microsoft and I gave Ubisoft A-minuses. And I was more wowed by them. That's the only reason I'm giving it a B+. If I gave them an A, I'd give this one an A-. I'm just solid lineup, awesome, but nothing was exciting for me out of it. Aside from Monster Hunter, that was awesome news. Yeah. Anything to say about Sony before moving to Nintendo?
No.
I would have given you an A+ if you showed me any work you've done on Final Fantasy VII.
I do have one note.
Or Last of Us 2. Or...
Yeah.
Thank you for showing me that I didn't waste $400
on a console.
On a console.
Yeah.
Constantly every year something to buy for it.
Yep.
It's great. So I'm using the thing. Super important.
Use all the
I use
things.
my PS4 more than my PC now, like by far. It's crazy.
Yeah.
The PS4 is just such a killer fucking console. And yeah, people keep joking and saying like Sony's already released more exclusives this year than Xbox announced. So that is true. But
he named a bunch off at the beginning of the conference too. Mm-hmm. Home of great exclusives, essentially. And he's like starts just rattling them off. So
yeah, and
got him.
Give Xbox a little higher nudge, just because, not for all the stuff they have, but they had some cool surprises.
Oh, for sure.
And they had a good conference. I was glad.
Oh, yeah.
But we're not talking about that. We're talking about Nintendo. They did a little thing. This little video with there's a treehouse and a green screen and Reggie Fils-Aimé doing the fucking Reggie.
Doing Reggie.
Doing the Reggie. He was fucking doing Reggie hard. And yeah, they showed off some stuff. So the first thing they showed off was Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Obviously the sequel to that series. Never played Xenoblade Chronicles. Heard really good things about it. Almost picked it up a couple times for Wii U, but then I'm like, I'm not gonna play it. You got it for me for DS. I did, yeah, but I still haven't played it. But one thing about these games is they first off, Nintendo consoles need games like this. They need RPGs and stuff like that to kind of attract people who aren't looking for just Nintendo type games. I think the art style is really cool. I think they look like good games. I hear nothing but good things. So yeah, I'm curious about it. I don't have anything to play it on yet, but I really should go back and play the original. But it looks cool. It's good start to their green screen Fils-Aimé.
I barely played the first one, and upon starting it, I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to pay a lot of attention to this, which is hard on a handheld. It's definitely more of like a casual gaming device. Like Pokemon's a great RPG for handheld because
it's a casual RPG.
It's a casual RPG. That not so much. So
that's the thing that scared me about it. Not to cut you off again, but just fucking the idea of playing a full-fledged RPG that you're gonna be sinking hours into on this. Yeah. I can't do it.
It's great the options there, and I'm glad. Obviously, there's the one on the Wii U still, so which I also need to go back and play. But time.
Yeah, that's the name of the game.
So yeah, I'm glad it did well enough to merit a sequel, and I hope this one's just as good.
I never played the first one. It looked really good trailer-wise. I give it that. Really good.
Almost as good as Reggie Fils-Aimé. Woof.
Will I pick it up? Probably not.
Yeah, honestly, I have nothing but good things to say about it, but I don't know if I'll ever actually. I want to play it. I just don't know if I want to buy it and play it and find out it's not as good as I was hoping.
See, I think I might pick it up just because
someone has to.
The Switch is a portable console.
Yeah.
And if you go on a trip or something, I have a full-fledged, JRPG that's not on a screen this big.
I'm usually driving.
I didn't quite mean that kind of trip. I meant like an airplane or, staying in a hotel or something.
I ain't got that kind of money.
Yet.
Okay. They showed off Kirby, a new Kirby. Is it just called Kirby?
It's just called Kirby.
Okay. The biggest surprise for that, for me, is it wasn't something like yarn-based Kirby.
No,
it was
it's
like
a Kirby
like
game.
a Kirby game.
This looks like a spiritual successor to Kirby 64 to me. Because it's the combination of powers, but instead of like taking out the powers and throwing them to the other star powers, you're adding allies to your group and you can combine powers that way.
Yeah.
I have Kirby 64 is like one of my favorite 64 games ever.
Really? Oh, nice.
Yeah. Like I emulate that thing at least once a year.
Damn.
Gonna have to go back and play that apparently.
I love the fact that there's just so many combinations of abilities. And I'm just super fucking stoked for this. It just looks like a very, very well done version of Kirby 64.
Yeah, I'm also actually kind of excited for this one. I'm one thing I'm kind of happy about, and obviously you're gonna go through the list and we're gonna hear the point of what I'm saying here, but they're really bringing the franchises back, and I love that this is just a normal Kirby game, no weird gimmick or anything. They're just making another game, and it looks interesting. I remember at least Super Nintendo one being fun. I didn't play the 64 one.
Oh, so much fun.
Yeah, it's weird. The Switch is like Nintendo's hopeful renaissance. It seems like they did the experimentation with the Wii and the Wii U for a long time, whatever, and they worked. Specifically, the Wii was very successful. But now it seems like they're getting right back to just what they did originally and what everybody wants. They made a console that fucking plays games. They're making a Mario game that's Mario. They made a Zelda game, like all that shit. They're going through, like you said, and now they're making a Kirby game that is just a Kirby game. It's not some weird idea, which those are fine, but it's been a while since we got a fun Kirby game.
Kirby's Epic Yarn, I beat that game in an hour.
What? Really?
Yeah.
That's a waste of money.
That's fucking insane.
I was so pissed.
How the fuck do you beat it an hour? That's not
There's
even a game.
nothing to it.
That's a bummer.
You can buy a game for $1 on your iPhone and fucking have hours of gameplay out of it.
Got free games that I've been playing for months.
Yeah, that's unacceptable.
I'm so mad.
Well, hopefully this is longer than an hour. But it looks cool. I didn't get really excited about it. I just got. I was just happy to see that it is just Kirby again. I'll wait till it comes out to kind of see if I'm ready to play it or not. But yeah, I used to really like Kirby when I was younger. Kirby 64 and the ones for everything else. But as I've gotten older, maybe because we don't have a whole lot of Kirby games, but I just never really think about Kirby games anymore. Like, oh, I really want to play that. There's so many other examples of platformers that I prefer now. But yeah, really happy to see them going back to square one with that. You have a core RPG Pokemon game for Switch.
That's all they said. There was no name given. They're working on a core RPG Pokemon game for the Nintendo Switch.
So we can speculate for days on what that's going to be. What is your guys' impressions on that?
I think they finally got tired of people pestering them. I keep seeing posts online about people going, oh, you finally decided to listen type thing. I think a huge part of this, too, is because of the nature of the system. Because it meets that mobile market in Japan. It meets the couch market here in America. I think you're going to see that blend of 3DS type games coming to this, which is great because if this is, in fact, going to be the next Pokemon game, it's been a long time coming.
It could be anything.
Yeah.
To me.
I'm on the same page.
Could be Jade Cocoon in Pokemon form.
It's a weird reference.
I know, right? It's an old reference.
I'm in the same boat. Like, they already kind of said something hinting towards a Pokemon game, and then they were like, I don't know, everybody thought we're talking about this. It's Pokken. And it was like, oh, that sucks. We got excited. And then they say this now. And, this is a little more precise, but at the same time, it's still very vague. And it's coming from people who never got the hint to make
Core
this
RPG
beforehand.
could mean anything.
It could be anything, and it could be like just another top-down game, which would be great if you're into Pokemon or whatever.
It could be Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
Yeah. So it's really hard for me. I mean, I don't. I'm skeptical of what it could be until I see anything on it. I can't really have an opinion on it. For anyone who likes Pokemon a lot, though, be excited that you're getting stuff for the Switch. But until I see like a 3D Pokemon RPG game, or whatever, I'm not. I've been out of it for so long now, and I just don't believe that they're going to do that until they actually show something on it. Any last thoughts? No. They showed a thing. It was like a
title
for Metroid Prime 4, which a lot of people were actually really excited for. I was actually surprised because I remember when Metroid Prime 1 and 2 came out, there were certain people who liked them, but other people who didn't really like to play them. As time has gone on, though, there's a lot of love for the Metroid Prime series, which I find really interesting.
Except for 3, because apparently people didn't like Team Ninja's adaptation.
Was that a Prime game? I thought it was Other M.
What was the one where
Other M, you're right.
where they made her all whiny?
Other M.
Other M, yeah.
That was the Team Ninja game. I didn't even know they made a Metroid Prime 3, though. Like, when they said 4, I was like, where was 3? I never played it. I never saw it. I don't know what the fuck it was on. Like, I'm really confused. Maybe it came out on Wii? I don't know. But, yeah, thoughts?
I liked the first Metroid Prime, but that's the only one of the Primes I've played. It's hard to say what this is going to be, because it's literally just a title card. That's all it was.
Yeah, it's really hard to go off of it. Thoughts?
I think for fans of the series, it's exciting news. I also played the original Metroid Prime, and it completely lost me. So, not a fan. I would prefer an actual Metroid game, though I do know that there's one coming out for the DS. They're making a new Metroid game there, like the old school Metroidvania games. So, this one, I'm probably going to pass on, even if it comes out, the trailer looks amazing. I just can't stand the lock-on mechanic. I think it's so fucking weird.
Yeah. I'm going to start off negative, go into a positive. I'm not, honestly, I respect, and I played them when I was a kid, so it's not like I never got to play them, but I'm not a big Metroid fan. I respect them as a series. I think Metroid, obviously, is a really important game in the series, or in all games. Did a lot, obviously, Metroidvania is a name for a reason. But they never grasped me. I never thought Samus was that interesting of a character. I don't think the setting's very interesting. I don't like the bug fucking aliens. And then I played Metroid Prime. Wasn't necessarily into that too much either, but I thought it was a cool departure in trying to make Metroid in a different way, in like an FPS kind of lock-on way. The lock-on system, whatever, obviously came out a long time ago, so I'm wondering how they do it now. But onto the positive, I'm really curious to see what this looks like, because it's been a long time since they've made one of these, and now it's on a non-gimmicky console. And Nintendo seems like they're just kind of really trying to make quality shit again. And I don't think they would be making this if they didn't have a good plan. I think that's another thing too. Other M did really bad. People did not like it. People fucking talked a lot of shit about it. So it's really interesting they're going, we're making Metroid Prime 4. We're not making Metroid. We're not making Other M2. We're making Metroid Prime 4 because you guys want it, you guys love it, and we feel confident in making it. So that tells me that they're probably onto something pretty cool. I really want to see what it looks like. I want to see Metroid in modern day graphics. Obviously, it's not going to look as good as like PS4 and Xbox One, but the Switch is capable of pretty good graphics. So definitely into it. And I'm wondering if the controllers will do anything. I'd prefer them to keep it basic. So yeah, I'm interested. I want to see it, but what we saw doesn't offer anything.
Right.
It just tells us Metroid Prime 4 is coming.
Yeah,
It's
just
purple.
an announcement. So.
Yeah.
So you can speculate about the color.
Purple's a good color. Better than yellow. Yoshi. Man, they're fucking keeping it basic. Is it just called Yoshi?
It's just called Yoshi.
Yeah.
Okay, first off, I just love Yoshi and the way he talks. He's like, Yoshi! That whole thing. And I heard him say it like 4 times in his whole every time he showed up, he'd say it the same way. I'm like, oh, it's Yoshi. And he did it. I'm like, oh, look at him. And fucking happening. I'm like, oh. Like, that's just how fucking ingrained it is in me that I'm like, oh, Yoshi, I like Yoshi. But yeah, I don't remember this.
This is more along the lines of like Yoshi Yarn.
Okay.
You keep
So it's
bringing up
like-
the yarn ones. It's funny. Yoshi's Island is what I was thinking about.
Oh well, I was thinking that because of the backgrounds are like paper cutout stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it looks real. Like I was looking at it really close, and the backgrounds look like they're made of real pieces of paper and cardboard and little tin cans. It reminds me of a Little Big Planet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's a side-scrolling game, but has the weird function of flipping the screen completely around to see the backside of everything. Why is there Sonic?
We're in a weird place on the internet. Going further, we're gonna start seeing things that can't be
Like
unseen.
this one really got me. The little giraffe.
This looks like Thomas the fucking choo-choo train.
But see how like just how realistic the things look. Everything's made of like recycled. The background's all made of recycled goods, and Yoshi kind of has like this fuzzy, not quite felt, not quite yarn look to him. But it definitely sticks out from everything else.
It has a huge Little Big Planet vibe to it. I find that interesting. I actually like the art style. I think it's really
I do too.
it almost is photorealistic looking. It's
Yeah.
really weird that they're going that route, but it's interesting. I mean, that's really impressive looking. I'm into it. I think it looks cool. I'm not like super excited just because I don't get super excited for like most platformers, but I'm interested. I'd like to see more on it.
I like the old Yoshi games, and if there's anything like them, I'm sure I'll like it as well. Not necessarily excited either, but it is just yet again another game to play on the Switch. I mean, they're really
They're supporting it harder than fucking Xbox.
they're
has in
supporting the
years.
hell out of it, which is great because they really ignored the Wii U. So I'm glad to see, and it seems like, as you can tell with their titles, they're just kind of going to basic, like making Kirby, we're making Yoshi, we're making Metroid, like they're just doing it. Like I think it's awesome, and
That depth of field.
it looks. I mean, it looks like a platformer, but it looks fun.
I'm gonna retract my statement. This looks really cool. Like I'm still not like super freaking out over it, but like I really like the art style, and it just looks like a basic platformer, which is awesome. It doesn't seem like it has any kind of gimmicks or whatever. So pretty cool. I'm into it. And you made a really good point on saying Nintendo's just kind of going to each of their properties and just trying to make just as much of what that game should be as possible. And the support is awesome. Obviously, we're not sitting here talking about Switch too much, but the way they're supporting it is so good because the Wii U was so fucking undersupported. It's insane. And if anything, this has shown me in like the first year of the Switch, they're really focusing on making games for it.
Yeah.
So it makes me want to buy one because I was a little worried about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Yoshi looks cool.
Yeah.
They also showed off Fire Emblem Warriors. So it's going to be Dynasty Warriors with Fire Emblem characters. I personally have been kind of fatigued from all the Warriors games that keep coming out of every genre. I think it's neat they're doing it. I think it's awesome they're doing it. They should keep doing it because they can hit all these different demographics of people who play these games and want to play a basic Warriors type game. Watch this trailer though. It looks cool. I want to play it. So apparently I'm not that fatigued. I just apparently was fatigued on certain people making Warriors games, but or certain brands. But Fire Emblem I think will be neat, and I think it's refreshing. It's different. So I'm into it.
So as a resident Fire Emblem fan, I saw this and I immediately thought of you. I was like, oh, it's Fire Emblem. And then I found out it was a Warriors game.
Also, Seth likes Fire Emblem too.
How do
I
you...
love it.
Oh, well, I wasn't asking you.
Damn!
How do you feel with this? Because I know you were excited that they were bringing a Fire Emblem game to the Switch.
I was hoping it was going to be Fire Emblem and
Yeah.
not Warriors. But I like that they're able to take the Warriors thing and apply it to different things. And it doesn't always grab me. Like the Zelda one I bought because I needed a Wii U game, and it was fun enough, but like I'm not a huge like Zelda fan. I do like Fire Emblem, and I like that just like in the Dragon Quest one and all the other ones, they're just, you know, a hodgepodge of all the characters from all the games and stuff. I want to see gameplay though before I like, because I want to know what Warriors game it's gonna be based off of, because that's something else they change up too. Because like the Dragon Quest one has the 3-party system versus like the Zelda one is, you know, one character.
One character.
So the Berserk.
Yeah, Well, and I know with the Berserk one, they really kind of focus on it's a single player game, which is kind of unfortunate.
Kind
actually.
of a bummer, yeah.
But like with the Zelda one, they did a really good job of like implementing Zelda into Warriors game. Like there was the Skulltulas defined. There's the chess with the music and stuff like that, finding items and like it still felt like Zelda while being a Warriors game. So and Dragon Quest one felt like a JRPG version of Warriors game. So they're really good about like hybriding things. So I'm hoping this is a tactical Warriors game.
Yeah, I hope they do something different because it's starting to feel like a lot of these Warriors games are just reskinned Warriors games, which is fine because I already played the original ones, knowing what I'm getting into. But now that they're really branching out and making so many games, it's almost like they're making more Dinosaurs games.
They're doing the Telltale thing essentially.
Exactly.
All I want to do is run around as Princess Marth and hack up my enemies. That's all I want to do.
I think you're gonna be able to do it. I think they're gonna allow that.
I love Princess Marth.
Yeah. They didn't show any gameplay though. They showed
just cutscenes.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see Robin. Is that the character's name from Smash Brothers? Who's a Fire Emblem character? Who's a mage?
It's from one of the older Fire Emblems, and there was a large chunk of time there where I wasn't playing them. So
I just know that he's in Smash Brothers. He, she, because you can be boy or girl. Robin. It's in Smash Brothers, and I have a lot of fun playing that character.
Just like I think Marth switches sexes in games too.
No, Marth. You're thinking of Lucina.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
Though Lucina is essentially female Marth, but
right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Marth has been in a lot of different games.
It's been like all of them, but I'm pretty sure you can unlock in Fire Emblem the one we had, or have an older version of Marth that's a dude.
Yeah, there's King Marth, and there's normal Marth.
In fact, I
only call Marth Princess Marth as a joke.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because his tiara.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
I call him. I know Marth is a boy. Okay. I just call him Princess Marth.
Yeah, I was like, I'm tired, so my brain's just like
cute little tiara he wears.
Yeah, he's a cutie. Skyrim, we've already talked about ad nauseum. It's coming out on Switch. If you want to play Skyrim and you got a Switch,
it's there for you.
Get it.
It does use Switch motion controls.
And amiibos.
But it's also coming out for VR, so that's probably way more exciting route. But we're talking about Nintendo, so get it. Zelda Breath of the Wild expansion pass. Explain that, because I don't remember that.
They showed off 2 expansions that are coming out for it. One of them had to do with the heroes of each tribe, and I cannot for the life of me remember the other one now. But it's just more content for Breath of the Wild.
Master Quest.
So, was it Master Quest?
Yeah.
Okay. So, to jump into it, I am glad that, first off, they branched out. They made a completely different Zelda game. Everyone is absolutely in love with it. I have yet to play it myself.
It's good.
I am excited that they are releasing more content for it. I know Nintendo was really shy about the whole DLC thing for years.
Yeah, it's weird to hear them making expansions.
Yeah, and actually getting chunks of content for the game. So that's awesome. Hopefully they're at the same quality level, though. So.
Yeah, played the new Zelda. Haven't played it a lot, but I played it plenty, and I really like it. I think it's probably one of the best Zeldas they've made in a long time. And to see them kind of embracing the modern age of consoles with the Switch and everything, all the decisions they're making, something we keep talking about. Seeing them making expansions to a game just makes me think like, welcome to the modern age. Stay for a while, hang out. You're doing a great job. Like, this is what you should have been doing, and you're doing it now. Can't complain.
Yep.
So yeah, great game. Expand it further. Give people new content. Keep them playing it. That's awesome. I'm just really happy that Nintendo got their shit together.
Yeah, I think it's great that they're adding expansions for this game. It's supposed to be really well. I've never played it. It's nice that they're adding the Master Quest, because I know a lot of people who are hardcore Zelda fans like to have those harder challenges of the Master Quest where enemies take a lot more to hit. You don't take much to hit or to die at all. And so it's nice that they're adding the extra challenge. And just the DLC in general, it's nice to see. It's refreshing.
Yeah.
More Zelda for Zelda fans.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of them. So you're getting more stuff. It's awesome. We were talking about Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Looks cool. And we have 2 more things to talk about. So Rocket League is coming to Switch. But that's cool. I mean, I like Rocket League. Everybody likes Rocket League. It's the type of game that needs to be on every console anyway, so I'm glad it is. It's going to be cross-platform. I hope it would be.
It is cross-play with everything except for PS4. So you can play with PC, you can play with Xbox.
PS4 is staying away from that cross-platform stuff, it seems.
Yeah.
No, it's awesome just because I know I know that the people I know who play Rocket League
Cody!
are fucking addicted to it. They love it. They're super into it, super competitive, and now you can fucking
Take it everywhere with you.
Yeah, it's portable. So that's awesome. Really cool. I'm excited for people who make Rocket League, first off, because they made a game that's this big. They're used to it now. I'm used to it now, but it's insane that this game fucking blew up so much. But, putting on a new console and stuff, and now letting people go and take it portably, it's awesome. The game will work on there just fine, and it's a fun game. So.
It implements some pretty nice setups for like tournaments and things like that. Just everybody brings their Switch in and have it all lined up.
Yeah, I mean, especially because it is such a competitive game, you can literally just essentially do what people used to do with their computers. You don't have to do it anymore because of the internet, but LANing. You can literally just hang out with a bunch of your buddies with your Switch and play Rocket League with them. And
that's literally what the Switch is doing. It's bringing back those LAN style parties.
You could bring your Switch over. I could be playing on my PC, and you could be playing on the Xbox and play together. I mean, it's awesome. So.
Yeah. And yeah, the last game that we have on the list is Super Mario Odyssey, which was shown off a little bit at the whatever last Nintendo thing was. And they showed off some more here. This game I've been completely sold on ever since I saw it. I've been wanting a 3D Mario platformer a la like Mario 64 for a long time. And I'm finally getting one, so I can't complain. It looks awesome. Graphically, it looks really good. It looks really fun. And just another example of Nintendo just fucking really trying to make quality-ass games.
Oh, yeah. And like I said already, it looks like, the next big Mario game, which is awesome. It graphically looks super good. I love, being able to go to all the different settings and stuff like that, and the nice little touch with this trailer was showing like the hat making you be able to like transform or take over.
You possess things.
Yeah, possess all these other things. I like the frog having the mustache, the T-Rex, the even just like the people and stuff like that. I'd be really surprised if this game is bad. It looks like it's just gonna be awesome.
Can't be bad.
Yeah. So, and it's coming out this year.
Is it?
End of the year, holidays.
Shit. Gotta get a Switch soon.
It looks interesting. I'm weirded out by the concept that it doesn't seem like you can like actually like attack your enemies. It seems all to be based on like using the hat to possess them and then using them to attack your enemies.
He still has jump attacks and all that stuff in the trailer. You just didn't catch him, apparently. He also could throw the hat as a weapon.
I think you can throw the hat as a weapon, but I don't know. It's just every time you see the hat, it possesses them.
It seems like it's a Mario game, but the hat's like a new feature.
Sure.
A new
new gimmick.
Yeah, pretty much. Because they always have something new. Squirrel suits. It's been a while.
I will speculate about the costumes though, because it seems like Peach and Mario are both wearing white outfits. Mario seems to be wearing a tuxedo in a couple of the scenes, as is Bowser. So it seems like they're actually trying to get Peach and Mario hitched, finally.
That'd be interesting. I haven't really followed the Mario lore too much, but fucking put a ring on it. Although I wouldn't, because she's always getting stolen.
Yeah, she really needs to like invest in like better security.
She needs to get a restraining order. Call the cops when he shows up.
The cops with a bunch of toads. Hey! Stop this.
You know you're not supposed to be here. 100 feet. Get back.
No, it looks awesome. I'm glad. I haven't been excited for a Mario game in a long ass time.
I'm excited for Nintendo games in a while. There's multiple of them.
I'm still weirded out by him going to the real world. He possesses a goddamn taxi.
So?
That sounds amazing.
It's a.
I don't
so
remember
weird.
I don't remember that part. Now I'm excited.
At what point are you gonna take a Mario game like as this like serious game?
Never, but
It's
not
about a fucking plumber goes in pipes and hangs out with dinosaurs and saves a princess.
Surrounded
with
by
a bunch
mushroom
of fucking
people.
mushroom people. And then, I mean, granted, I will give you this. Him going to like realistic, real life world with real people is probably the most bizarre thing in Mario. But I don't think it's too beyond. And specifically, if like it's you know it's Mario fucking Odyssey. If he's going on an Odyssey, I mean, he could be going to like different dimensions and shit too. So it's more like a nod to like, oh, what if Mario actually was in like the real world in his proportions? I think it's funny.
Your video game history has taught me anything is that you don't bring cartoon characters into the real world scenarios. Look at Sonic and his real world girlfriend.
You
Sonic-
can't bring up Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic was on a fucking down note for a long time before that. That was them just being stupid. That was a trash game regardless. It doesn't matter if there's real people in there or not. It was bad. That just made it weirder. Like, I'm playing this horrible game and shit got kind of weird with him having a thing with this girl. The fuck's going on? What other games?
I don't know.
Sonic's a bad one, man. That's fucking one of the worst series ever. Fucking
Find Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, worked fantastic. If we can rate Nintendo's Reggie Fils-Aimé green screen, what would we do it?
A-, because they announced a lot of first-party titles, new titles, showing support for the system. I would rate it higher, but the presentation was just so freaking dorky. Two of the games weren't even like shown; they were literally just announcements, and yeah, it was short.
It was very short. It makes sense why they weren't at E3 with this,
Yeah.
although they had a lot of big announcements. And Reggie Fils-Aimé, can they degrease him? He's always so shiny.
I want to give him the same props they gave Sony though, which was shotgunning things. That was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I give it a B+, verging on A-, just because, like you said, a lot of the games, like a couple of games, not a lot, a couple of games were just announcements. And it's nice to see them going back to their old roots and rehashing those, but then at the same time, a lot of the games they announced are just, transfers over.
Yeah. I'm struggling on this because I think a lot of things they did are really noteworthy. They made some big announcements, but they also didn't really show those announcements. But their effort's also really there, but at the same time, nothing that's really got me too excited. I'm gonna go B+ with it. I think I want to go higher, but I think B+ is just safer, just because I think they had a really, really just solid showing. I think their conference was really lame, but I'm not really judging that too much. But there's just a lot of whispers in the wind of what might be coming to Nintendo with the core RPG Pokemon game for Switch and the Metroid Prime 4 logo and Skyrim. But everything else is awesome. They had a really, really good showing, and now more than ever, I'm really excited about Nintendo. Again. So yeah, really good B+, which I think is what I gave Sony.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, okay. That's weird. But yeah, good. And overall, all of E3, what would you grade it?
I would give E3 as a whole probably a B, even though my average in scores would probably put it more in an A- a B+ range. I'm going to just say B because unlike the last couple E3s, and we kind of talked about it before, there wasn't really that wow moment.
Yeah.
Like ever. I think the closest thing we got to that was Anthem, and I think I'm just like still kind of like, even though it looks awesome, I'm like cautious. I got a wall up, with it type of thing.
Well, I'm really excited for it, but I'm not like fucking freaking out over it.
The only like freak outable thing I think, and that's just because the
fandom, yeah,
was Monster Hunter.
Same.
So.
That's just like if they shut off EDF, I'd be like, and like it's not because like EDF's this prestigious thing. I just love it, so I'd be like, fuck yes. Same thing with Monster Hunter. Yeah, I mean, I'd be giving a lot of things like anywhere between like B's and A minuses. I don't think I give anything an A, which I think speaks on the whole thing. I think E3 as a whole played it safe and was strong the whole time, flat across the board. Really fucking good. I think everyone, aside from EA, I think EA did fine, but I think everyone.
Besides Bethesda.
I think, yeah, Bethesda was a down note. Don't remind me. I forgot about that. I think everyone just brought their A game. I think everybody was just really fucking solid, but there was not one thing that was like the thing that I'm going to be talking about and freaking out about. I mean, like God of War's probably pretty close, but I already knew it was coming and I already saw it before. So
Yeah.
It was just cool to see more concrete, like, yes, this is what this game's going to be. It looks awesome. So I'd probably give the whole thing B plus.
Overall, there wasn't really a lot that grabbed my attention. Nothing that really like was like, oh, awesome, they're making that. I mean, like we said, Monster Hunter, because we're fanboys of that game. But overall, the presentations tended to be more cringy than anything else. A lot of the games were just like ports over from older content games. Skyrim everywhere.
Not alone.
Fucking
I want to give
everywhere.
fucking E3 a fucking C minus.
But overall, I think I would rate it a B minus to a C plus, just because it was just not. It just wasn't like amazing like I always expected it to be.
Well, that makes sense for you too, because there's definitely far less things that you can personally be like super into than like me. I like a lot of things, and so for me, I'm like, strong is good, but yeah, like you weren't offered as much as me, so.
And this
Makes
seems
sense.
to be like that more and more these days. Is that like I tend to be more of like co-op games and RPGs and things like that, and they just seem to be on the decline.
I would argue RPGs are on the rise right now.
Well, yeah, because they were dead, so they're on the rise. So your day is gonna come.
Good.
Just give it some time. But this E3 altogether, I think we've been having really good fucking E3s for years now. Like really fucking awesome, stellar, big announcement E3s, and I think it wasn't bad, so it's good. But I think that steam had to taper off a bit. I think everything's kind of just settling now from all the big announcements that we've already been hearing. New console, Switch, Xbox One. Everybody knew was coming. Xbox One X. So. All the excitement and everything got leaked. Everything got leaked. So nothing had room to be exciting, except for
Monster
Anthem
Hunter.
and Monster Hunter.
Out of nowhere.
But yeah, overall it was decent. It was good.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
Looking forward to was it GDC and PSX though.
PSX.
PlayStation Experience.
Yeah. When is that?
I don't remember when it is, but I think
TGS happens later.
I think it's like the last.
It's the last one, yeah. Yeah, we'll see if anything pops up from that. Be great to see some Death Stranding. That would have been really cool. A couple other games.
Maybe a PSX though.
Just something, man. I want to see a fucking in-game character model moving
You get
on
nothing.
a white screen. I don't care.
I mean, what's kind of funny about the state of like announcements now too is like E3 used to be like the thing, right? And E3 is still like the big thing, but like GDC has become like a huge player in that as well, and even like PAX is a huge place for announcements. PSX is another one for Sony specifically, and then even like the Disney one is where they're going to start talking about Kingdom Hearts 3 for the big.
Yeah, I think that's weird. I wish they didn't spread it out so much, but it makes sense on a keep people hyped level, because now there's an event that's going to be happening where they can keep that hype going and not just
and
shoot
they're
it
able
all at
to
once.
have events to actually do announcements more often, because I guarantee there's still going to be like at those events there's going to be announcements like that. I think E3 has become so much of just an advertising tool that the other events are more. It seems like almost like for the announcements.
Well, and E3 also kind of has like a convention vibe now, considering they opened it up to the public, and before that they're letting any asshole who worked at GameStop in there, pretty much. So it's like it used to be like a press event, and like a developer conference type thing, and now it's just like, I'll bring your fucking family, come look at shit.
Come dress the best Pikachu.
Like PAX.
Yeah. So I think with that diluting, it almost seems like it opens the floor up for other places now that's becoming more of the same of everyone else.
It's like what's happening at Jake's.
Yeah.
They opened up the floodgates for everybody else to come in, and the original
And the
aspect of it is kind of diluted out.
and the character of the place is gone.
Yeah.
And with that, I think we're going to end this Tasty Cast Part 2. Let us know in the comments. Do you agree with what we had to say? Do you disagree? Are you really excited about Skyrim, and you just fucking hate that we keep just not being excited for
Being
it?
tired of a 6-year-old game.
Yeah, and you like that, and that's fine. That's cool. But yeah, let us know your opinions on any of it. What was your favorite conference of all of them?
Devolver Digital.
Devolver Digital. I give them an A+. Honestly, I think they have the best conference because that shit was fucking hilarious. And that Nina chick deserves a fucking she deserves an award. But yeah, that's going to do it for this episode of TastyCast, episode 30, part 2 of 2 parts. Go check out the first part. Make sure to like, subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to check out our other episodes. Check us out on Tumblr and Twitter, Tasty Loot Gaming. Check out the streams on this channel. They're uploaded if you missed them, so you can always come back and watch them. Check them out on Twitch, tasty_fruit. I almost said just _fruit. Yeah, I'm fucking tired. E3 has been exhausting. I want to thank Chevy for taking notes constantly throughout all of E3. He fucking keep track of all the games, playlists, so we had shit to watch that we were all watching the same stuff. A lot of work on his part. And yeah, as always, my name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
I'm Chris.
Until next episode, next week, normal Tasty Tuesday. Have a good weekend, guys, and take it easy.
Foos. Row. Stop.
Fucking A, dude.